Introducing Slices and Sticks. 4 slices of pepperoni pizza together with 8 Italian cheese sticks. A combination as unexpected as the Saxa telephone.
Hey, Mom.
New Slices and Sticks, just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Boost Mobile's new upgraded network isn't just fast, it's fast.
Curious, how do you spell EU?
Get Boost Mobile Shrink It Plan and watch your bill shrink to $35 per month after just 6 on-time payments. Plus, get a free Samsung Galaxy A11 when you switch.
jokes. And turn all that. And let's get this body started. Okay, folks. Okay then. Let's check out this Crunchyroll Expo. Let me go ahead and check with the boys real quick. Hold on. That's not good. What up, what up? Interesting. Is there not an event happening right now? Hold on, hold on. Loading, and then it's not loading. I don't know where to explore, bro. I'm in the Discord too, by the way. Let me figure out a link. Let me invite people. Okay, we could just throw that in the. There we go. Hey, what up? This is for the new people who ever joined, but get some randos in here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, bro, like, I don't know where to go for first, Thomas. Oh my god. Thomas, hey, bro, what are you doing? You gonna hop on Discord, bro? Chai latte, bro.
Oh! Yeah.
Okay. Exactly, bro. Yeah, I'm acting just like Ryan. Fucking go. Bro, I don't know what to do, bro. I forgot to check the schedule at first.
So it's like a convention online or something?
Yeah, it is. Like, there's a watch now. I'm like, okay, where's the watch, bro? Like, I'm clicking it. And bam! Go back to normal. Hey! Oh, maybe it's like, oh, the stage is probably, oh. Maybe that's why. I don't give a fuck. Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
What? Oh, shit, boy! I never seen it. Spoilers! Spoilers!
I know. I'm like, whatever. I'll catch back on it.
Too late.
Advertisements?
Probably for right now, then.
Wow. Hopefully not hearing it twice or something. I guess that.
That's it.
What's this chat looking like? Hey! Yeah, Byron was worth
Burrito? I love burrito.
Okay, I'm not gonna hit the back button. Nothing's going on there. He missed stage. Let me just put that on the side. Let me get that right there real quick.
Characters who've had a profound influence on you. What anime character comes to mind when you think of your own play style and how you are? Which, okay, we already know Aries. It's Gohan. Like, why do you even ask that?
No, I think
It's like a segment or something?
Um,
Probably a panel.
Like Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
was
Yeah.
Rachel.
Okay, why-
Explain, yeah.
He's just such a hard worker, and like,
Translate?
you know, he's
language.
obviously
This
he's
is
looking for his
this is
dad
the schedule for today.
in that saga, but like he's
That's
just
pretty cool.
he's a super hard worker.
Online.
He's super just like happy. He don't care if he's getting just complete trashed. He's still gonna smile and he's still gonna stand up for what he believes in. So I just like him.
Oh.
Oh, I like that answer. Okay, Mira, what about you? Like, what anime character is like 100% your vibe?
Well, I already said who my favorite is, so I can't.
I don't know who these
can't
people
go
are,
out
but
and say
hey,
anything else.
answer the question.
So it's
Thomas.
definitely All Might. It's just for the same
Yeah,
reason.
of course it'd be All Might.
I always wanted to save everybody. I want everybody to.
Yeah,
live
I be your boy All Might, cause I'm all right, cause I'm getting.
And he does it with a smile. This is the biggest thing.
Real hype.
Always smile because you
Oh,
just
man.
want to be happy, man. You don't want to go out
Yeah.
and be all like
Yeah.
sour faced. Like, what's wrong with you? And you're like, nothing. I just look like that. Well, why don't you put a smile on your face, man? You know.
Oh no.
Be happy for once.
I mean, you don't know yet. For me,
This is why I just.
Who?
I feel like
Who
All
would
Might.
be?
And at the same time, he's not just talking,
anime.
you know,
I
he can-
vibe
he
with.
can-
He can deliver.
Yeah, he
I
can
don't know.
deliver
I
as
want someone
well.
like kind of all
And,
around, but not like just like a
yeah,
straight up
that's what I-
regular guy. I want someone
Okay,
like
if
you know.
you're gonna pick All
little-
Might, just
little
make
bit
sure
of
you
light and darkness,
are
you know, a little
concerned about
mixture of both,
recovery. We know that guy.
balance,
So
you know what I'm saying?
that guy from Black Clover.
Make sure you're doing some
Fuck
self-care,
no.
Miro. That's all.
But you
I'm
love
channeling All Might
Black.
all the time. Okay. All right.
Jonathan Wister.
I'm gonna put Cole in the hot seat now. Who emulates your playstyle?
Emulator. What about Persona? They have an anime Persona pretty much.
Yeah, but
Same.
Ren's like I don't know. Ren's a little different. I'm not sure how Ren is like characterized. He's kind of just himself. I'm not. I guess Ren I am a little similar, but I'm not sure like if Ren has like a dark side.
One thing
too
that
much.
was huge for him just after like watching
I still need
watching
to
the
get that
shows,
game.
like he really like that friendship he has with Gon is really genuine. Really like.
Spent like a whole day
that's something
streaming it.
I'm huge on. I have a few of my like.
Oh, wait, which one, bro?
So
Persona?
we met
Curse
when we were 7 years
predicted.
old. I'm 20
Yeah.
now. So like it's those are
Okay, we're gonna get out of that one. They talking about anime. What is this? Oh, it's anime marathon.
Oh, marathon. Oh.
Hey, Travis Show.
Whoa! It is Travis's show.
Okay, that's this. Okay, so this. Oh wait, you ever watched that?
What is it?
Yuji Ito's Cat Diary, Yon and Moo.
Oh, is that the horror one?
There's a mobile game for this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why? Like, I don't think the anime really... Oh wait, actually, oh wait, it's literally Monster Strike, isn't it?
Wait, was it?
Yeah,
I got.
Like, pins, you like slide and you attack.
Oh yeah, this is funny. Buffalo Stray Dogs as marble game.
I don't know. Okay, so Crunchyroll. Okay, what was the other stage? What time is it? God damn it! Gotta go back. Actually, I started watching that show, Thomas. It's kind of good. I mean, it's
Which one?
very
This
relaxed.
one? Oh, Somali?
Yeah, Somali. It's really
Yeah, he said he liked it.
heartwarming. I like it. What the heck is this? How do you get to this part? Oh shit!
Spoilers! Spoilers! Yeah! Yeah!
What the? Hold up! God
Spoiler.
damn! Yo, hell! Okay, let's go back. That's kind of interesting. Yuzu stage. Oh. Here we go. Literally the same thing. I guess nothing's going on right now.
I guess they're just going until the events
Okay,
actually
let me
start.
look. So, 6:30. Is it this time? I don't even know what time. Is there like a whatever. Crunchyroll stage, cast rent, girlfriend. What's that? It's like 6 anime when two worlds collide. Ooh, Myth and Royd concert. Oh, that's 7 to 8. That's in like 30 minutes. Dope. Wait. This is PT. That's Pacific time. Ah, wait. Pacific time is 4 hours before me. Bro! Oh my god. Anyways.
She.
Ah, fuck. I mean, probably not now, though. We're gonna hit that back. I mean, we could check out the merchandise for now. I don't think anything, so. What you been up to, Thomas?
Chilling up right now. Making stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you better believe I am.
I don't think anything else going on there. Quick links for your convenience. Oh. Virtual swag. What is this? Hey, Tommy, you know what that is?
What is that?
I don't know. It's kind of.
Open a new tab. It looks like.
What is this? I don't even know what that title is. Wait.
Whoa! It looks like
Kaisen?
Blue Exorcist, but like Black Exorcist.
I don't know. It looks kind of dark. Kind of like it.
Black Exorcist.
Boruto, Black Clover. That's Expo. What is it? What is this? This is just virtual swag. Cosplay backgrounds. Oh. Hey.
Haru no Sora?
Oh no. God damn. Nope, stop it. Man, really? That's it? Hold up. Let's go.
Where we going? Take us away.
Crunchy districts. Oh yeah, cosplay cup. Overview. How to participate? September 5th.
Without cosplay? What?
Oh shit!
What?
Application pitch for a no due no later than. Oh no, that's not me. I can't go anymore. I was like, oh, let me go last minute.
No, let's go.
Fuck.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, I did not pay attention to that. I was like, oh, I knew there was a cosplay thing, but I didn't think it was there.
Well, like, wait, how's that work?
I think you have to apply earlier. Crunchy.
Oh, and then does all that extra stuff?
Yeah.
Is that like the stage walk or something, but like through webcam, or how's that work?
I don't know. Like, I guess they'll give you.
I'm gonna show my dick to thousands of people.
But that could happen.
No, I'm just kidding. Where am I? Huh?
Artist district. I kind of want to see, but at the same time, I mean, this is a mature view. You're right. Aaron's mature, right? Aaron here old.
Yeah, you going to jail, Daniel.
Nah, you know, I'm not gonna click it.
If
they want to see, they'll go see on the actual website. Oh, what's up, bro, man? Like Lexus. Actually, that's really nice.
Lexus, Texas.
Lexus more. Ooh, what else we got going on here?
What are you doing, Noodle?
Bro, hey, I love that show. I don't know if you watched. Oh, you're waiting till Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
Oh, more viewers. Let me just go ahead and post that. See if anyone wants to hop on that Discord, though. Let me just.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey. But yeah, honestly, B&A is awesome. I love that show, bro. Not gonna lie. When you get on Blu-ray, Tom's like, I'd watch it with you, bro. I mean,
what is it?
B&A.
B&A? Oh yeah, yeah. Always.
Good old studio.
Always.
Set this back. Art is pretty nice. I can look at more art real quick. Ah, man. So what should I get from here, Thomas?
Everything. One of everything, please.
Oh, you funny.
Wait, what is this? Is this? Wait, it's a store?
This is just
Looks
art district right now.
Oh, art.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, actually, let me check this out. Whoa, I'm kind of liking this. I was taking a lot of load. God dang, bro, my internet, bro. Yeah.
Probably easier to get to open in tabs, and then you can
Bro, for real.
let it load while you're looking through everything else.
Yeah. What? God damn it! It just loaded. Oh my god.
Got him.
Okay, I'm gonna let that load. Bro.
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Hey, what's her name? God, I can't think of her name right now. Fuck.
Ilum?
No.
From Pad?
From No Game of Life.
Oh.
God.
Shiro, yeah, the guy.
No. What was her name? I cannot think of it right now.
Asuna, yeah.
Bruh. Damn.
Asuna.
That's really nice. Huh.
Right.
That's kind of
Fancy.
cool. Like, honestly, I like that a lot. It's like, I just like this style. It's like, it's cool. It's got a lot to it.
Yeah. You were looking at tell.
Oh, what's we gonna go for? I don't even know. Okay, let's get out of this art section real quick. Let's check out the
Roblox one, yeah!
Roblox? There's an actual Roblox genre?
It was like a red face on it that looked like Roblox or something.
Gosh. What else we got here? Well, we got theater. I will worry about. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for, bro. Anime rave. What? Dance each night at Expo. How are they gonna see me, bro? Oh, wait. 9:30 p.m. Otaku passport. Rave. 8 p.m. Man, that's a little later. Oh, it's on Twitch. Oh shit. Oh,
Where's the Ravo? The rave?
Oh yeah, it's later. It's later tonight, bro. We about rave. Ooh.
I'm getting hype.
What is that? Is that happening right now? Oh,
See,
it was already done. Oh.
Damn.
Okay, it's long. I like Hatsumika, but
Hey, look
who joined? What's going on?
No, he left.
Jonathan Love?
Yeah.
Of course. Showhero concert.
He wanted to chill.
I don't know. What's Jonathan up to? What is he doing? Quiet rooms.
What quiet rooms
I
do?
don't even know. It's kind of strange. I was like,
let's
what?
get in there!
Quiet rooms. Hey. Oh, camp. Not camp though. Not camp.
You breather, get in there and be like, hey, what up?
Oh, is it streaming? Oh, it's streaming music. Oh, it's from the music.
Hey, what up, you fucking bitches?
Okay, well, it's too quiet. Actually, I really like this though. I think we can go back. That's pretty chill. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to figure out that soundtrack later. That's all that's going on? Man, this is exciting! Woo!
This is wild. Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro, look at this. It's just, so
Hey,
one's drinking milk, and the other one's just kind of eating. He's just chilling. Look at that. The dude, look at. Aw, man. Wait, where's Junior with? Hey, Junior's here, bro. It's like you get on there.
Hey, it's
bro.
a squad. Junior? Them cats are.
Dude, that's pretty funny.
Dude, do you see that? You see them other cats?
Too cute. You alright, Junior?
Noodle, you see those other cats? What, you don't see them?
They chilling. Dude, I mean, they probably passed out. Nothing real else going on. Interesting. Okay.
They have the banana thing. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's really nice. That's cool they did that. Make a tax-free donation to the shelter.
Oh.
Dude, hey, bro, I'm gonna adopt a cat. That's what I'm gonna do.
Take him. This is mine now.
See, I'm not gonna adopt a cat. I'm gonna hold off for a little bit before I start taking care of another animal.
I can really take care of myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're right, that too. We're gonna worry about the rave later tonight. What is this?
Damn.
Gallery tour featuring Mappa. What's Mappa?
One of the studios.
Okay, that's already done.
まだ物語の中身とかがまだ発表されてない、公にされてない。
Oh yes.
こちらはキャラクターデザインで対表というものですね。で、それぞれのキャラクターが他のキャラクターと身長差でイメージを膨らませてキャラクター
Nah, I just see like clips and stuff. Looks pretty fun.
で、基本としてこう表現されたらいいなという思い
Comedy
で
idol girls.
かっこよく佇んで
Zombies.
で、まあ決してこうネガティブではない
Oh yeah, it's pretty much Second Boy, but instead of rocks or zombies.
I mean, honestly, did you watch all the Sekiro boys?
Hell yeah.
What was it worth it?
It's only 5 minutes each, so yeah, I'd say yeah. You can probably watch the whole thing in like 30 minutes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, each episode's like 5 minutes.
Bruh. I mean, there's only like what, 6 episodes?
I like that. Man. I'm in 12. Like 1 hour. Oh. Yeah. Celebrity fan exhibit. Which one is it? A celebrity or a fan? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. James Wiseman, baby. Basketball. It just says basketball player. How am I supposed to believe it? Dang, Seattle.
Favorite anime, good old. His favorite character is Deku. Hey, look at that.
It's cool. And animize. I know Junior's favorite anime. You like commission? That'd be pretty cool. Hey, you got me. John Boyega is the dude from Spin. Dope.
that. I was like, oh.
What's he say? I love Chinese cartoons, man. It just says basketball player, like, is this okay? So broad. I like to keep it a secret. I don't want people going after my family. I'll let them know where I'm from. Rapper? They look like YouTube, like one of those YouTube families in anime form. Probably. Wow, Miro.
Alright, let me go back to the stage. How's this one? Really, nothing going on? Goddamn. Where was it at?
Noble. Tower of Dick. Right, Noodle? Tower of Dick. Wait a minute. Look at Jonathan in Discord by himself. That loser.
Oh my god.
That loser.
What else we got? Jonathan. Why are you not coming in here? What's this dude doing?
No idea.
It's been great to see people sort of come to it because I think once you sit with it for a while,
I didn't want to invite all those people to Jonathan. I mean, it's not anyone, but.
The president is haunted by a ghostly apparition of the flying phantom ship's captain. A few days after this, the giant robot Golem, declaring itself to be sent by the ship's captain.
Oh, they do have panels where they like look over like old ass
Hayato discovers the dark
anime. This shit has like some. This shit dusty.
Now,
yeah, it's ancient. This master, they talk to it like it's like some Beethoven, like Mozart type of shit.
And the animation is one hell of a thing. The titular giant robot Golem is pretty interesting for a couple of reasons, though. But first and foremost, the mecha designer and animator for Golem was none other than Hayao Miyazaki of Studio Ghibli fame. Second, the robot actually changes color from the trailer, where it's bright red, to this drab blue that it actually goes with in the actual film. The film is also an interesting cultural gem, as it was one of the first anime films dubbed into Russian and screened in Soviet cinemas. We couldn't find the reasoning behind this, but its negative portrayal of capitalist companies probably didn't hurt its chances any. The story itself also brings up an interesting trend in Japan beginning in the late 60s and the early 70s.
Why did he change it?
That creator,
Why did he change it?
Mori of Cyborg 009 fame, was tapping into the beginnings of a popular movement wherein people no longer just looked at big business as endlessly innovative and supportive of the prosperity of the nation, but as for-profit enterprises that were out for their own bottom line. Not that this would lead to total dystopian views of business within Japanese art, but the heyday of the glorious future encouraged by business and seen in futuristic shows like Astro Boy had certainly gone by the wayside. Now, 3 years after Flying Phantom Ship, a pair of shows would premiere, with one being largely a footnote on history, and the other being the beginning of Mecha's first franchise. That former show was Astro Ganger. Premiering on October 4th, 1972, Astro Ganger represented a selection of firsts for mecha anime. The story itself revolves around being attacked by
Space
aliens
Gangster,
called
that
the
looks
Blasters.
badass.
Professor Hoshi creates a giant robot known as Astro Ganger from a piece of living metal brought by his wife from her home planet of Kansuros. After they both pass away, it's left to their son Kantaro to fuse with this giant robot and save the Earth. Now, Astro Ganger was not just the first mecha anime of the 1970s, but also the first mecha TV show to be animated in color. Additionally, we should consider Astro Ganger and his boy companion for a moment as well. Astro Ganger represents what one might call a transitional phase in design for a giant robot.
What is this advanced terminology?
Facial expressions, But in order for it to function regularly, Kantaro had to fuse with it.
They must study in animation. This must be where his PhD is.
Uses a special pendant and becomes one with Astroganger via a special beam.
Does it?
When fused, you don't see Kantaro anymore. It's merely the
who's coming in, baby?
While Astroganger had popularity, the depiction of its robots and its merchandising potential reflected
You're banned. You're
similar
banned.
to that of Tetsujin 28, while its successors would move towards a more modern marketing method through the lens of toys. But in the long run,
Come join
Astroganger
Discord,
would
please.
be overshadowed by the next mecha show to premiere in Japan, which would have major implications for mecha anime history. This is one that you guys are all probably
Yeah, probably. Put like a dot or something in between. He's like, come touch me on Twitch.
Now, this show started right at the tail end of 1972, premiering
My
on
name's
December 3rd.
too gay.
This show, based on a comic by the famous mangaka Going to Die, added a lot of innovations to the giant robot toolkit, and was central to mecha anime's next big step in history. The story revolves around the evil Dr. Hell, who plans to take over the world with his Kaiju, led by his lieutenants Baron Asura and Count Brockus.
Respect.
Opposing him is the Photon Research Laboratory, whose Dr. Hell creates the Mazinger Z robot from the alloy Z. After he dies, his grandson, Kabuto Koji, must master the ability to pilot Mazinger Z and save the world.
Mazinger? Z.
The key innovation
It has that many episodes? Jesus.
Was that the titular robot was piloted by Koji, instead of being a sentient robot or something controlled by external remote. Koji would actually jump into his powdercraft and dock into the head of
Wait, is
the
that 1080p?
Mazinger
Damn!
Along
Way
with the
beyond
shadow,
time.
we also see the removal of pupils in the eyes of the giant robot. This change helps the viewer see Mazinger Z as more of a suit of armor instead of as a robot with its own personality. And
This kid in a robot.
Wait,
What?
Mazinger Z was just more exciting by leaps and bounds when it comes to seeing the robot in action.
Yeah, you looking at the watching the stream?
Who mostly just threw or punched stuff to death. Mazinger Z used bombastic attacks, ranging from beams to acid breath to the classic rocket punch. Aiding in this new level of colorful action was an innovation in the anime industry, which was being used on giant robot shows for the first time in the 1970s, and that's xerography. Xerography is short for Xerox photography and boils down to the process which allows an artist's sketches to be copied directly from paper to a cell for later animation. This new method allowed for quicker preparation of main cells and allowed for the rapid shrinking or enlarging of images, both of which helped to reduce the time required for animation. While cost-saving animation techniques would still be utilized liberally, this new technology, alongside a significant influx of new creative talent occurring in the late 60s, meant that shows like Mazinger Z could truly be described as fully animated. The new ability to directly copy animation sketches also allowed artists to move away from the simple, rounded characters and movements seen in the previous decade's TV anime, into more distinctive drawings which helped bring more complex hero robots and their monstrous villains to life. Along with this better look and full animation, also came the full-blown dive that mecha anime would take into the arms of the toy industry. This isn't to say that toys for previous mecha shows didn't exist, but in the 1970s, toy companies truly began in earnest to join with anime projects at the production level in order to reap the rewards of selling associated toys. The big innovation with toys in Mazinger Z, in particular, was with zinc-alloy die-cast toys. These heavy, metal-based robot toys were sold under the Chogokin brand by Poppy, who would later be bought up by Bandai, and they were wildly successful. For Poppy, the show turned out to be, in essence, a 30-minute advertisement for their product. In the end, this first big success with Mazinger Z solidified the system that would be the predominant method for creating giant robot anime for the next few decades. In this system, amongst a selection of companies engaged in the production, the foremost would often be a toy company, who would reap the benefits of associated toy sales. And as we'll see, this symbiosis between anime and toy company would eventually be taken even further as the 1970s went along. Importantly for us to consider with this toy boom is the strong middle-class base that had come to exist in Japan by the 70s. This base of households with disposable income enough to purchase toys for their children was vital to the entire trend even becoming plausible. All of this was the result of that national policy of economic growth spearheaded by the Liberal Democratic Party beginning in 1960, which had produced fruitful results for Japan. In addition to general growth being strong, the rugged protections for lifetime employment set in place after the conflicts of 1960 also played a part, as the effects of economic struggles in the 1970s, such as the various energy crises, had their potential bite on the Japanese workforce dulled. This meant that smaller economic downturns failed to hurt the Japanese economy to the fullest extent, and sales for secondary goods, such as toys, could continue to steadily rise. Now, the next two series we'll note include a new element previously unseen in mecha anime that would become a staple through the modern day: combining robots. Somewhat like our previous two entries, the first one we'll discuss has largely fallen by the wayside in the mecha anime discourse, while the other has become Mecha's second franchise. The first series is Zero Tester. This series premiered on October 1st of 1973, and its claim to fame is being the first series with a giant robot composed of a group of smaller vehicles. The story of Zero Tester centers on Professor Tachibana and his test pilots, who fly the state-of-the-art tester vehicles against an alien race threatening the Earth known as the Armanoids. As we noted, this TV series is the first of its kind to feature a combining giant robot made up of separate machines, as opposed to a pre-built unit. As far as we can tell, this here is the Zero Tester robot doing something to a large spiked iron ball. But despite being the first of its kind, Zero Tester has suffered the fate of Astroganger, and for the most part, it remains mostly forgotten to time. Perhaps the best thing that Zero Tester really affords us, though, is the chance to look back at a show that had a profound influence on robot anime throughout the 1970s, and that's the show Thunderbirds. Now, Thunderbirds dealt with a rich philanthropist who creates a secret organization dedicating to using high-tech vehicles to save people across the world. But Thunderbirds wasn't Japanese, nor was it even animated. It was, in fact, a British puppet show. Regardless of its origins, Thunderbirds came to Japan at a pivotal moment to influence the artists who would eventually move on to mecha anime in the 1970s. The period of the later 60s...
We gotta build Gundams. I mean, history is pretty interesting, but I'm more of a...
Who gives a shit about that shit?
A bunch of these. These are called runners. And you also get some stickers. In a high-grade kit, you usually get some stickers that look like this. In the more expensive boxes, like the master grade boxes, or
they're just taking the stuff out of the thing. Oh god, it's gonna be we're gonna be here for a while.
Advanced. You get decals, water slides, water slide decals, or dry transfer decals. So I'm gonna put this to the side and show you the parts of a runner. All right.
Huh.
As you can see, your part is right there. I'm gonna try
to
zoom up really quick.
Show us. Show us one.
And also the middle part right here is called the gate. You want to cut exactly at the gate where your part is. You don't want to cut too close. And you want to leave a nub that you can cut off, and I'll explain later why. I'm actually going to do a small demo on how to properly cut your pieces off of your runner.
What's the nub for?
I know that there's a lot of debate, but I do have to say, do not twist your runner pieces off. Use a tool. Make sure you get a side cutter. It doesn't have to be the most expensive side cutter. Just get a side cutter and cut the pieces off.
Where's Junior at?
But you don't want to cut too close to the actual piece that you're cutting off. You want to leave a little bit of the gate there. So we're going to do something like this, for example. We're going to cut right in the middle of that gate, as you can see here. Very, very easy. We're going to cut that, and it's super easy with the side cutter. And you're going to be left with a nub like this. I wanted to show you guys. I usually cut it a little bit closer, but for example purposes, I wanted to show you guys exactly what a nub looks like. And to remove that nub, you can either cut again with your side cutter.
Oh, that's what I do.
And that's pretty good. Or if you're like me, I go in with my hobby knife or X-Acto blade and trim off more of that nub. So you can use two different tools for that nub removal. But you always want to leave a little bit of a nub there. Just in case, because I noticed that if I was to cut it directly off the gate, I'm not too keen on, you know, making sure I'm cutting right, you know, when I'm doing it really close back then. And I would cut into the piece I was getting out and I would mess up my plastic piece. So you definitely want to make sure that you leave a tiny nub there. Like so. And like I said, you can cut it off again with your side cutter and then go about cleaning it up a little bit more with your hobby knife. If you don't feel comfortable using a hobby knife, do not use it. You do not have to use a hobby knife when you first start out.
Why not?
But it does give a cleaner result. Next, I'm going to go over extra tools or tools I'd like to use. This can also fall into the category of tips and tricks.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm going to clean up my table here.
Yo, Jonathan, what are you doing?
Yo, get in here, Jonathan.
What?
The Crunchyroll game.
I didn't want to invite them to your guild. I'm like inviting random
always
people. Well, not yet, though.
Like to have a part separator handy.
You know, I'm good.
This is a part separator. I love
Thank you
this
for
to
the
death.
invite.
Okay.
But
And I like to use this just in case I press two pieces of gunpla together and forget to add a polycap in the middle of the joint. This happens
Hey,
often,
Junior.
especially when I'm
He's
watching
alive.
anime and while building. This tool makes it very easy for me to take apart pieces
where's that at?
very cleanly, and they don't generally dent.
But we're gonna
Yes. Bye-bye.
I can watch that later, probably. Make sure. Hey, music composers, let's go!
Hang out with us.
Let's go!
Thank you. Second off, you do have the opportunity to catch up anytime between now and Monday. Of course, also make sure to check out New Crunchy City. We have basically replicated the experience of the new Crunchy City for you guys at home. Tons of cool stuff to check out in our virtual exhibitor hall there. So please go and enjoy that as well. I am genuinely excited for this particular panel that we are running here. Music is life. Life is music. And this can be applied very literally to these three wonderful panelists that I have the joy of getting to speak to. This is a trio of composers, dyed-in-the-wool musicians who really have worked on a broad spectrum of animated projects and video game projects, and a lot of cool stuff in between. So it is my pleasure to welcome to Virtual Crunchyroll Expo Kevin Penkin, James Landino, and Mason Lieberman. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here at Virtual Crunchyroll Expo. How's everyone doing today?
Pretty good. How much? Pretty good.
Yeah, and extra special thanks to Kevin for being up first thing in the morning, coming at us from basically the other side of the world. This is also one of the most the most global panels that we have, because I'm coming at you live from New York. We've got two of our folks coming at you from LA. We've got Kevin over there in Melbourne. So woo, we are running the gamut today. Really excited to have you all here. So
Dang.
Let's just
That's
jump right
crazy.
into it, because very clearly, y'all are going to have a lot to say, and I cannot wait to hear
Y'all?
it.
What?
I've been speaking
Y'all?
to a lot of our other guests across the course of the weekend about, quite frankly, the different world we find ourselves in. Obviously, the work experience right now is very different than it's been in the past. Since a lot of the folks I've been talking to have been mostly working voiceover talent, obviously the ability to go to the studio, very different. But as you all are composers, I would like to know how much has really changed in terms of your workflow, in terms of your overall work experience. And to that same end, have you found any differences in your ability to manage work and life when you're not actively working on music?
Sure. I'll take it off then.
Yeah.
For me, it's been overall pretty good. So as Mason mentioned, I am a full-time freelance musician. I do most of my work is in writing original music for video games, a little bit in anime, and then I also, if anything, the biggest impact I had was that I'm also an electronic DJ. I perform live at various conventions. Would have been Crunchyroll this year, but yeah, that's okay. Maybe next year. And then there were other conventions as well, that were impacted because of COVID. So that was probably what impacted me most on that end, which is unfortunate. But on the other side of it, because I write a lot of music, I do a lot of remixes for video games and anime as well. If anything, my work has been fairly steady, and my streams on the back end have been much higher. I can definitely say that. If anything, I wouldn't say I've made more money because of COVID, but I definitely got some rebound because people are at home all the time, so naturally there's be more people listening to music at home. So I think that advantage really came to play in like spring towards summer.
Kevin, you're up next.
Yeah, so I actually got more work so far this year, because it's kind of a messed up kind of scenario. I'm doing some work because other composers can't because their studio's closed. So I was at one point like really convinced that, you know what, I'm going to get a place away from home and have that separation. And now I can completely think the opposite. I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm really glad that it might be a small room, but at least you can get work done at in your home. And especially here in Australia, specifically Melbourne, at this current time, we're in what's called stage 4 lockdown, which is basically like you can't go outside for more than 1 hour a day, period. That you cannot. And if you get like called by the police and they find you like repeat offending, like they'll just charge you like thousands of dollars in fines.
What?
So like you can't go out. You have to stay in. And so being able to work from home is
they can stay outside for more than an hour.
Is slightly lucky right
Damn.
now, actually, and it's kind of interesting because like the way that this year kind of like panned out so far for me was I haven't had to record anything yet. It's just been like writing, so it's been a good forced isolation, good forced reflection. And yeah, that's all going to change in November when I have to start recording again. I like conducting, I like being there and looking the poor musicians in the eyes as I break their souls. So to not be able to do that is going to suck, but like considering like other people and what has happened to them and their families and their jobs and their livelihoods, yeah, like shit could have been a lot worse.
100%. For me personally, while historically I used to be a freelance composer, I worked on series like Ruby, Beyblade. I worked as a recording artist on some of Kevin's shows. I did music production sometimes with Funimation, bunch of random stuff. But nowadays, I actually mainly work in the game audio department with Tencent on just way too many games. And so for me, actually, things kind of didn't change at all. The game industry has really kind of just been killing it all through COVID and having like record sales, record daily active user engagement, and all the things that keep me from starving to death in the summer heat. But yeah, I would definitely say compared to like voice actors who sometimes may not be as familiar running their own home studios, composers and producers, we're all kind of expected to do all of this stuff anyways. This is kind of like our daily operation, to the point that honestly, everyone was kind of joking that composers are like the lowest COVID risk because none of us leave the house anyway.
It's just another day in the office, isn't it?
I look at my day-to-day right now in August 2020 and compare it to my day-to-day in August 2018, and I'm like, yeah, no, I guess a little bit more AC this year.
But it's true though, like for pretty much all of us, except maybe Mason, most composers that I know who are professionals, we work from home. We don't go anywhere already as is. We barely get any sunshine. So COVID had a minimal impact, I think, just personally speaking. But I think on a general level, I think all of us would agree on this. Like, if you're a freelance composer or freelance of any kind, you're generally pretty good at being adaptable. And even something as crazy as COVID, who could predict this, right? I would say all three of us have been really adapting quickly to, continue to find work or do work effectively, maintain our balance, because you kind of have to. If you don't do that on the get-go, you're kind of in the first place. And, I can say, a great example of this is in Mason's case, right? Mason, you worked, if COVID never happened, you probably would not have done, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but you probably would not have done those 2 charity releases that we had worked on together. Well, I worked on one of them, but, the ones that you did, correct?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fair to say that if there hadn't been a COVID pandemic, I probably would have never done a COVID charity event. Sorry, joking aside. But seriously,
it was hilarious, darling.
Thank you. I know that I'm the funniest one of us. I've accepted that for years, and I just try to keep things on a level playing field for the rest of you. I already have a cat ready to go with me, so, I know that the chat is going to love me no matter.
How long have you been holding that down there?
I locked mine out. I locked mine out on purpose because I was just trying to be like, professional.
Yeah, no. I thought we had all agreed that having a cat is professional for a composer. That's like 99% of your gear requirement. You need a computer that can you need a basically functional potato, and you need a cat. That's how you become a composer. Congrats.
Just basically also a functioning potato.
I just saved you kids $200,000 of music school. Thank me later.
And who said that these panels aren't educational, people? No, but seriously, that's a very amusing point because, yeah, no, you're not wrong. that's very, yeah, no, that was very on brand.
There's actually
expected.
Sorry, I know, Mason, you have a genuine question to answer, but I'll just put in right now that so the main sort of track from Made in Abyss with the really high singer, he's really well known on Instagram, not for his of course for his singing, but mostly because he has 5 pets. And he has 3 cats and probably 6 dogs. He has so many pets, and that's what he's known for. And then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, also singing.
Takeshi Saito. He's an incredible singer, by the way. I'm just gonna shout him out because Kevin didn't say the name outright. Countertenor vocalist, sings on a lot of Kevin's stuff on the Made in Abyss soundtrack. And oh my God, he's incredible. Yeah. He's one of the most talented singers I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he's just an absolute monster.
He does a good Billie Eilish, actually. He does a good Billie Eilish.
He does. I love that. That was a jam.
Epic. But yeah, pets. Sorry. I'm derailing. What is it? 10 minutes
totally fine.
Derailing this motherfucker already.
No, actually, that actually does lead me into my first set of questions for each of you individually. Actually, talking about Made in Abyss, I wanted to kick things over to you, Kevin. So you have worked on things like Made in Abyss, of course, Crunchyroll original Tower of God, one of the big things that we are, very excited about over here at Crunchyroll and talking about over at Crunchyroll Expo. So you, being from Australia, are definitely a bit of an outlier when it comes to anime composition. And on an episode of the podcast that we run over at my production brand, which sidebar for all of you over at Virtual Crunchyroll Expo, look up DKai Special Meeting. We are still floating around on demand if you missed it the first time, so check that out. We did a 3-parter on music and actually singled out your work, Kevin, because of the fact that it really sticks out when you look at the traditional anime music composition resume. So tell us, apology accepted for your great accolades. But in all seriousness, how did you really get into the industry, especially getting handed these very for lack of a better term, top shelf properties to compose for?
It might be a somewhat similar background to James and Mason, because did we all come from games, actually?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so like games was like my personal in to anime, because there was, well, I did like Japanese games, because I was like, we're all like kind of to some degree or another like obsessed with Japan. Like we love it. We love being there, and I think that's where we kind of like had our first kind of true bonding session, actually.
Powwow.
2018 Tokyo Game Show. That was a good time. That was a good time. But before that time, so like I did some Japanese games, sort of smaller ones, but that had some crossover into anime, and so that was like the first like kind of bridge. And so I did this game called Norn 9, and it had an anime component to it, like years after actually writing it. And it just so happens that the company that was doing Norn 9, the anime based off the game that I did, was Kinema Citrus, and their next IP was Under the Dog, and the one after that was Made Abyss. So it just kind of it's just chance, and it was trust, and it was like super lucky, because it very easily could have not happened, and it was just a good run that hopefully hasn't tripped up just yet, but yeah, I don't know, it was. I don't have an exact answer. A lot of it was just to do with luck, and hopefully just a slight amount of perseverance.
Rock and roll. And while we're talking about games and anime, so you've worked on the game Florence. It's a very down to earth, very real, very emotional game. And the soundtrack for Florence, it has that intimacy. What's it like composing something of that nature compared to, say, something bombastic or actiony like you would find in The Rising of the Shield Hero or Tower of God?
Well, I apologize to Mason and James, so I've like probably blurted this out quite a few times, but like the way that I tend to write music is sort of do a very, very hardcore version of word painting. And so I really like trying to derive like physical attributes, or like musical attributes from physical properties in the actual imagery. So whether it be like a Florence game, or whether it be like something like Tower of God, or whether it be Shield Hero, the way that it starts is always the same, and it just kind of branches out into its respective styles and approaches and concepts as the project progresses. So like with Florence, it's all about like piano and cello, because it's all about like Florence and the main love interest, Frisch. Whereas like Tower of God, it's all about like very radical changes in texture, very suddenly, because in the manhwa especially, you can see like the art style of the manhwa is very like minimalist maximalist. Wow, okay, I need another coffee. Minimalist maximalist. Because they'll only use like 3 or 4 like colors on a panel.
Mothman.
It'll be very, very, very in your face.
Cheers!
And so like trying to actually
Yeah, we're
okay,
junior.
so let's have like harp and dubstep, or like I actually like was very lucky enough to work with James and Mason on different tracks in Paragon. We co-composed some stuff, and the way that James was doing his music, and the way that Mason was doing singing and improvising over the top of a guitar track, the way that those textures kind of like melded into kind of the concept of Tower of God was just perfect. So yeah, a lot of luck and a bit of perseverance.
I'm actually going to open this up to James and Mason. So would you be able to further flesh out some of these descriptions that we just heard about, the process of working on some of these pieces, especially the collaborative effort that you gentlemen clearly enjoy with each other?
Oh yeah, for sure. Personally, I get hired to do a lot of J-rock style production stuff, a lot of hard rock. So usually when it comes to my writing style, I start by just taking a song by One Ok Rock. I change one chord, I modulate the key up a half step, and I add a string part, and then basically I'm done. I don't have to write music, actually. Really more transcription work at that point.
Yeah, I just do what Mason does, but I just add drums underneath it.
Yeah, James does the same thing, except he just takes the original vocal of whatever a track does, and he just adds like jazz chords at 185 BPM.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to come up in litigation one day.
So make sure to delete this VOD as soon as we're done. Got it.
No one clip this. If Monarch Rock's lawyers come after me, I'm coming after all of you. No, but in all seriousness, the collaborative process is probably the most core thing in music that you can do. I think it's probably the most enjoyable, most satisfying, truest expression of the thing that drew all of us to the field in the first place. I love working with other composers, and as a recording artist, you know, I work as a vocalist, as a cellist, as a guitarist. I especially love working on the music of other composers and getting to bring that to life. And Kevin and I have had a couple of collaborations on some different shows, and it's always just such an incredible honor to work with such cool music, and then to have the flexibility and freedom that I often do with Kevin. Because usually what'll happen is he'll send me a part, he'll say, hey, do this thing, but also, you know, give me your best shot. And what ends up happening is I'll send him the original part, I'll send him variations on it, you know, some stylistic, you know, hey, here's something I feel is a little more cello-y, here's something I feel could sound cool in this vocal style. And then maybe one or two takes that are just totally out there, like, well, if I were composing this cue, here's what I would do. And, you know, usually Kevin just wants the one that's what he asked for the first time, but every once in a while, maybe it's something else. Now, all joking aside, like, you know, it tends to be a happy medium of all of those kinds of things. Collaboration, you can never predict what your partners are going to come up with, and you're going to end up with really cool shit if you just try things with new musicians. That's why I love doing large collaborations with a lot of musicians.
Yeah, for me, I've always felt like writing music as a whole, you know, is an extension of your ideas. Not even like musically speaking, I really try to see like music is just like, here's an idea I have, and here's my execution of the idea. Music is just the language of it. And so, you know, with Kevin actually, so the whole reason why we got connected in the first place, as far as I can remember, was because Kevin was writing music for Citus 2, a rhythm game that I worked on. I wrote many tracks for that game. It's out now on iOS and Android. And so what he needed was someone who could take his kind of songwriting ideas and just kind of just bring them to life. And so in a sense, I remixed his music, but it was kind of more than that because he gave me, you know, skeleton chords and the vocals, and I just took his ideas and just went with it. It was like, here's Kevin's like foundation of ideas. Now, if I take Kevin's ideas, what would I do with it? And I have a lot of fun with that. And so, you know, for me, especially as a DJ, you know, I'm usually remixing
Agreed.
And over the years, I remixed a lot of video game music and anime music, and
more Expo.
I really enjoy just taking ideas and just going sometimes a complete 180 of what someone else expected. And I think in some ways, with Tower of God, when I wrote that piece of music for Kevin, you know, that's kind of what it felt like too. It's like, Kevin gave me this thing, and then he's like, James, just go crazy. And I was like, yeah, you got it. Like, I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I'm really good at like the first 50%, and then varying degrees of success for the next 50. And there are tracks where it's just like, you know what? Like, why would I try and do something that naturally? I'd rather just work with someone who does awesome.
Panels, yeah.
And we can just have a nice, good collaboration and do like a really legit piece, which is like way better than what I could potentially ever do by myself. It's like, it makes no sense to me. It's like, you know, you want to work with good people. You want to work with the right people. And Mason and James are the right people.
Oh, thank you so much, Kev.
Not necessarily good people, but we're the right people.
Hey, it's like, you just gotta find the right people, yeah.
That is a ringing endorsement. I'll take it.
Oh my God. Very clearly, you guys definitely have a good working chemistry, and that's obviously reflected in the work that you guys have put out there. So it's very cool to kind of, you know, get this vibe from behind the curtain. So thank you for just putting it on display for us.
Neat.
So I'm going to take this over to James because when you were talking about, you know, not just your work as a DJ, but also, you know, remixing and working with very different, disparate elements almost. I want to talk about what it was like working on music games versus traditional narrative games for you. Is there a different kind of process for you when you tackle these, or is it very much the same but with some slight variances?
It's a good question. One that I honestly haven't explored too much, you know, internally, but also, you know, I've worked on rhythm games since I started writing music even. I started writing music when I was 13 years old for rhythm games. There was a game called Flash Revolution, and it was
that takes me back.
Right? So it was a Flash-based version of Dance Dance Revolution, because I'm a huge DDR fan, a huge rhythm game fan, and that's kind of what got me into doing music in the first place. So, you know, I've been doing rhythm game music for as long, like 15 years now almost. And, you know, what I can say about how it's different, I think the biggest thing is that music in a lot of ways becomes kind of like problem solving in a lot of ways, because not only do I have to think about music as from an aesthetic and emotional standpoint, but now we have to think about how music literally interacts with the gameplay in various different ways. You know, on games like, you know, like Flash Revolution or games that are focused on beat matching, the problem solving is more about, okay, this melodic line, how would that feel in gameplay? And so you have to kind of figure out that puzzle. You know, with other games, say like, so one game I'm working on is called No Straight Roads, coming out August 25th. And thank you. And so for that game, we've written 3 different remixes for every single song. Each remix is a different genre. And so there's a whole different kind of problem solving with that at a different level. So it's like, okay, well, if one version of the song has these chords, if I want to remix it, how do I write the chords in such a way where it can be different but still musically work? You know, just sonically speaking. So it's a lot of fun, and there's some weird, I don't want to say there are restrictions, because in the end, there's a lot of creativity within the canvas of what you have to work with. So I feel like in a lot of game music, it feels like a puzzle, and that's really enjoyable to me.
Huh. Rock and roll. So I'm going to turn things over to Mason for a moment here, because when you mentioned in your entire very in-depth description of the collaborative process that all of you have been enjoying together, you mentioned, you know, really enjoying working on other composers' music, expressing it in very unique ways. Obviously, one of the big ones that you've been so kind to grace the world with was the Real Folk Blues collaboration. Tell us a little bit about not just putting that together, but also what that experience was like, not just as you know, an audio producer, but as a musician as well.
Sure. So for anyone who doesn't know, back at the beginning of May, I ended up putting together a large charity collaboration release with over 40 special guest artists, including Kevin on flute, by the way. If you want to hear your boy play some jazz flute.
Jazz flute.
I got
jazz flute. Yes.
I'm not prepared.
40 artists.
I don't have it here. I could have pulled out the flute. It's upstairs, but I could have had it right here.
But I ended up doing a charity tribute to Cowboy Bebop and the song The Real Folk Blues. And over the course of the production of this track, a bunch of people got involved, including original singer from the series, Raj Ramaya, anime songwriter Shihori, who worked on just a ton of great shows, rappers like Substantial and Mega Ran, and on, so many people, up to and including the Seatbelts themselves and Yoko Kanno, who also came and played on my random, you know, charity release for like a vinyl thing. Go figure, that was a cool email to get one day. But remind me, what was the question again on this?
Oh no, just what it was like. I mean, you've definitely started expressing the answer like very, very vividly here. What it was like, not just as an audio producer, but also as a musician yourself. You know, to work on this particular piece, especially given, you know, the caliber of collaborator you had with this.
Well, for me, one of my first influences that not only got me into anime, but actually into jazz. I attended Berkeley and I studied jazz music. I'm very passionate about it. Was of course Yoko Kanno's soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop. So getting to work with her on this release and getting to, you know,
people to anime.
email back and forth, you know, get parts together, do this whole thing together, was honestly kind of boring. You know, I'm not a huge fan of working on music, so it's kind of honestly exhausting. And no, like, it was a mind-blowing, amazing. I loved it. You know, never meet your heroes, but if your hero is Yoko Kanno, definitely meet your hero. That's a rule. That's an anime rule. You can take that one to the bank. But it was a great experience. It was a ton of fun. And it goes right back to the collaboration thing I said earlier. I love re-envisioning other people's music. We actually did another charity release that just dropped. We collaborated with Yuki Hayashi and 22 members of the My Hero Academia cast.
Oh, wow.
And James Landino did an EDM remix, and Kevin plays flute. We have guitar solos from Jun Senoway of Crush 40, vocals from Casey Lee Williams. There's like over 30 vocalists, so like everyone who ever sang an anime ever is basically on this at one point or another. There's a guitar solo from Guthrie Govan for some reason. I don't know why he said yes to this, but he said yes to it, and I'm very thrilled. It had over 80 special guests. So basically, I don't sleep anymore.
The sleep was well sacrificed because man, oh man, some epic stuff that you've put together. So thank you for that. So you've kind of answered one of the next things I wanted to kind of float around the group, and that was talking about influential artists or pieces of music. Obviously, Mason, you know, Yoko Kanno was a big influence for you for the anime side. You know, you took a lot from jazz in your studies. So let's take it back to James. What are some influences for you? And then
what?
And we go
What?
to this stage.
By the
Judge
cover,
Anime
you're
by
going to
its
get it
cover.
wrong, right?
Let's
That
go.
book is not what it appears to be.
Yeah.
But the fact is, the overwhelming majority of books, the cover tells you what's going on inside, and the same is true for anime, right? You know, you can tell just looking at an anime what the art looks like, right? Who made it, what that anime is all about. You don't need to look any further, and we're going to teach you how to judge anime by the cover to save your ass some time.
Yep. So I gotta make something clear though. We come from an older time, a time where this was considered an acceptable quality. I literally watched anime on VHS tapes that looked like this. I think Scott and I watched the end of Trigun on some like 12p RM files. Who here even knows what RM is?
Yeah.
But
I guess you just didn't know how to adjust the tracking on your VHS player.
But I guess back then, like back in the day, it was so hard to get anime that I was glad to watch a show like this. Ignore the picture of me taking off an inadvisable cosplay, but this is a rare photo. This is a photo of the RIT Anime Club library from when we were in university. And you might notice those boxy things there. Those are VHS tapes. I cannot express to you how amazing it was to have such a gigantic library of anime, because most people maybe had 8 or 9 tapes. Those things were like 30 bucks, 40 bucks each.
And not only that, those things only had a couple episodes on them. They didn't have, 4, 5, 6 episodes. You were lucky if they had 2. So, you pretty much watched whatever anime you could get. That was the line. If you could get an anime, you would watch that anime. It doesn't matter what it was.
The tape.
I would walk down the Blockbuster.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Who remembers
On
a Blockbuster? And literally
Yeah.
I watched as a child every
VHS?
single anime in that entire store. There were like 20 of them. But
You couldn't be picky about genre. You couldn't be picky about dubs or subs. You couldn't be picky about resolution or quality or anything. It's just, is it anime? Can I get it? I will watch it.
in fact, back then, this is kind of an aside,
The
dubs
VHS
tended
that I
to
watched
cost less than
was,
subs because they knew that the
Digimon
people who wanted
and,
subtitled anime
Classic.
were willing to
Get,
pay more for that.
Pokemon with Entei.
Now, we live in a
Oh,
world
that
where,
one?
Like,
Yep.
I
Oh, I
don't
never
think
watched
like,
that
you
one
really
too.
have to
I like that
understand
one.
the fact that you can
VHS.
go to a website and watch all of like
Good
Fist of the
times.
North Star, 152 episodes of anime just by clicking. We didn't have clicking. YouTube didn't even exist.
And you might, the amount you have to pay is so much less, right? People used to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a single anime box set. I did that in my life, right? Hundreds of dollars for just one series, like 30-something episodes, maybe 26 episodes. Now, for way, way less than that, or possibly even zero, you can watch more anime than you can watch in your whole life.
Yep, but this introduces a problem, because in the old days, if I seize it, I watch it. That doesn't apply now. If you try to watch all the anime you can get on the internet, you'll die before you finish it. And you mustn't kill time, boy. Don't waste your life watching bad shows.
Some people watching this might take that as a challenge, but seriously, don't try to watch all the anime there is. It's not a good idea.
Johnson, where's the
Now, how do you find out then? Like, how do you figure out what to watch? And for one, you can't trust your friends. Because as much as you love your friends, if you ask me, hey, what anime should you watch? I might just tell you to watch Initial D, because that's what I'm into right now. But just because I'm into it does not mean you should be into it. Initial D is not good. I love it, but it is not good.
What? You don't just say that. You don't just say that.
Right? How to give good recommendations to your friends.
You don't just say that.
Friends actually spend the time to think about, what would that other person like? But the fact is, the majority of people, when you ask them what to watch, they tell you what they like. They're not thinking about what you would like. So, yeah, advice from friends, often not very useful in determining what you should be watching.
How do you say Initial D not good?
Think about the time
you're not in the
were
cars.
really
Were you
into
gay?
some anime and your friends weren't watching it. What did you suggest they watch at every opportunity? I rest my case. More importantly, you can't really trust reviews. Because if you ask old men like us talking about our VHS tapes what anime to watch, we're going to tell you to watch all this anime from the 90s. A lot of it's good. Some of it was just what we watched in the 90s because we watched literally everything. I love KO Century Beast. I don't think you need to watch KO Century Beast.
You know what that is?
What is it? KO what?
KO Century
Beast? If you ask a younger anime fan,
Never heard of it.
review by someone who is like 10, 20 years younger than us, you'll see a similar problem. People tend to only talk about shows that came out recently. They only tend to know about things that came out recently, and they've never heard of anything else. So you're either going to get the new hotness or the old nonsense.
He's an
people
enthusiast.
Can only recommend what they know, right? So someone who knows lots and lots and lots of anime, right, has a lot of suggestions they can offer you, but they know so much that there's no way that they can target your specific interest, right? It's like going into a library. It's like, which book do I read? There's walls and walls of books. I don't know, right? I can't pick one out for you, even if I'm the best librarian in the world, right? But if you're a little kid, you've only been watching anime in the 2010s, right? You only know a little bit of anime, right? So even if, you might be able to pick one, but actually the best one for so-and-so to watch is one from an older time that you didn't know about because, right, you're too young. So who can you get reviews from? Nobody.
Yep. So we often lecture at game design conferences, and we talk about this a lot, but this is an audience where I can talk about this all over again. The way you live your life outside of anime, because as much as you might think you don't have life outside of anime, trust me, you do. I know some people who don't, and you do not want to be those people. But we don't know everything about the universe. Like, if I take, this would work better in a live panel room. If I take this clicker and I huck it at one of you in the audience, odds are you'll catch it. You can catch an object that someone throws at you. But you can't do differential calculus in your head. You did not calculate the ballistic trajectory of some clicker hucked by some guy on a stage in a panel room in some convention center and then decide based on that where to put your hands to catch it. No, you didn't think. You just boop and caught it. That's because you can't perceive the fullness of the real world. You're using heuristics. A heuristic is a simplified rule that you can decide something easily with. So, for example, in the case of the hucked object, humans have a natural instinctual heuristic. What we do, without even thinking, is we will lock our necks looking straight at the object that was thrown at us, and then we'll move our bodies forward and backward. As long as we keep that angle of looking constant, the ball or whatever it is will fall directly into our hands. It's a simple rule. It doesn't work for everything. It happens to work for a ballistic trajectory. So a simplified rule that could be wrong will be right often enough to where you do it without even thinking.
So what we need to do is we need to develop a system where, we can't analyze every anime in the universe and mathematically calculate this is exactly the right anime that you should watch at this moment right now. Instead, we got to come up with a set of simple, quick, and easy rules so you can pick an anime to watch quickly and easily without much thought or any thought at all.
Yep, exactly. So we want to talk about some of the traps or tropes or heuristics that we use to figure out what anime are even worth giving a chance to. And that means we're going to talk a lot about guns. Now, what I mean by this is a show, I'm not recommending the show. In fact, this is not a show I'd really say anyone should watch. But I want to point something out about this show. This show has cute girls, and it has guns in it. But notice that the guns are real-world guns that are drawn with a weird degree of detail. This show...
Right, look how much effort the artist of this show put into drawing the guns, right? Oh it's like that. It's almost like a photo of the gun there, right? Whereas the characters, the character art is, passable, normal character art, right?
Anime
Whatever,
character.
nothing, nothing that, it's not bad, but it's not, clearly someone didn't spend 5 hours making it absolutely incredible, right? But that gun, someone clearly spent a long time, right, getting photo reference of the real gun, right, to make sure that that is exactly real world gun, and no nerd could complain about it.
Yep. And the show is basically about those guns. Many of you probably played Counter-Strike at some point.
Oh, hell yeah, Gunslinger Girl.
Valorant or whatever. But people who play Counter-Strike can look at this picture, and they can recognize that stare og right there specifically. But this shows like this, whenever a show has a real-world thing, like real brand name of a thing, and it is prominently featured in the marketing material or the stills you see from the show is about that thing, probably to a hyper-obsessive degree of detail. You've got to be on board. You've got to be into
It's like he's like sportscasting or something.
Whatever else is going on.
His explanations are pretty.
Really says it all. They definitely spent more time drawing that Fabrique Nationale P90 than they spent drawing that.
Shows about guns.
Yeah, so if you don't care about guns, right? If you're not a gun nut, you're not gonna like this show. It's not for you. You can tell immediately, right, just by looking at a few still promotional images, who this is for and who it is not for, and you know who you are, so you know which of those two categories you fall into.
I mean, look at this desktop background. I feel like the person is looking at one of the things in this background, and that is the object of their desire. Now, the guns can be anything. Initial D, that show about cars, look at those character designs. Look at those cars. This show, the cars are guns in this case. The show is about the cars. The characters are just a vehicle to get those cars into your face.
Now, what you can't see from still images is that this show is also about superhero beat music. It has two guns. But regardless, if you don't care about cars and or superhero beat music, Initial D is not for you.
Now, again, the desktop background is always a way to tell. I mean, that Hachiroku car is definitely showing us everything right now.
Spoilers.
I really like Initial D, and Initial D is really dumb. I cannot stress that enough.
It's a really, really bad show that I like for some reason.
Hey, Daniel,
because think of it this way. The show's plot will revolve around the thing that is being hyper-focused on. Like, characters will randomly explain details about these things. Little fiddly details you might read on a Wikipedia page will matter. Like, the shows were so predictable once you realize it's a show about guns. So there's a side twist to this gun idea.
Initial dick?
Some shows are not about guns, but they're about guns. And this is sort of a trick, but it's not a trick to trick you into watching the show. It's so much more sinister. Most people are going to watch a show like this, and they're going to watch it for a particular reason. You might be able to guess what that reason is. But the show hands them plausible deniability. This is that friend you have, or maybe you've been that person, who says, no, I'm watching the show for the plot. No, it's actually about the silver trade and debased currency and politics. Yeah, we know exactly why you're watching the show. You don't need to pretend, but the show is giving you the excuse.
Yep, so there's a gun that appears at first glance to be the gun, right? Which would be the silver trade, right? But you just have to look, you're still looking at the cover, right? But you can just see the second gun, and it's like, aha, the silver trade is merely a cover for the real gun.
Now, the guns can be anything. Nodame Cantabile, the guns are music. Well, the gun is probably literally just Rachmaninoff. This show, look at the hyper detail on that euphonium and that tuba. This show is definitely about the girls, but it's primarily about these instruments. The instruments are the guns. Without ever seeing the show, I can tell you that there will be plot elements based around specific mechanics of these instruments. Cooking shows. Another perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Shows are literally
Guns
about
can be
You're gonna watch
everything.
this
It
show,
is
You might
everything.
try to cook the thing in the show, and it'll taste like the thing in the show. These can even be terrifying. This is where the trickery comes in. This is a show I do not recommend you watch. I'm pretty sure it is on Crunchyroll.
I do not recommend any human being watch this. I don't even know why we let people know this exists. That's the problem.
But the show is literally about like the history and craft of underwear. Yet the show is portrayed in a way that you can see there. So the show will say, "Oh, we are about underwear. We are like the show. We're going to get into the like elastic strength, the different styles of underwear through the years." But
Oh,
that's
hell
actually
yeah.
Just a trick.
Yeah. The show
He knows
actually
his
does
stuff.
do that. It tells you like, oh, if you're wearing these kind of pants, this kind of underwear is better. If you're wearing this kind of
Where's
shirt,
the
this
guns
kind
at?
of underwear is better. Like it actually explains, all those things. Don't ask me how I know this. But if you want to learn about fashion, clothing, tailoring undergarments and the history thereof, this is not the way to learn about that, even though it is a way to learn about that.
Yep. If you go back to this show and try to learn about cars from this, you're going to make terrible decisions and hurt yourself. None of these shows will teach you anything because they're not really about the guns. They're not actually going to teach you anything real in most cases. Now, just because a show has hyper-focused elements or even has the word gun in the title does not mean it's about guns. Trigun is called Trigun, like 3 guns. It features a guy with a gun and another guy with a gun. And that is kind of the plot. But this is not a show about guns. That is not a real gun that someone can read a Wikipedia article about or have a weird nerd opinion about. That gun exists solely in the fiction of this show. This show is about transhumanism and space and stuff. Yep. It's not about the gun, though the gun will be a plot element. Some shows are actually about the fandom of the show itself. Normally when we're in a physical room, I would ask the audience, does anyone recognize this show? And there was always exactly one person, usually sitting in the back left, and they will raise their hands and or yell because they get excited. But a more...
I think
it has to be Gangnam Style.
Nerds watch who know what both of these shows are, right? Considering we have an entire internet audience this time.
I'll tell you what, if you recognize this show, email us. You don't win anything, just email us.
Right. But the point is,
show, right?
if you recognize this show and like this show, you should probably use your Google skills to figure out what the other show was, because they're almost the same show.
So the deal with this show, this is that swimming show. You might think this show, it could go 2 ways. Either it's about these hot boys who are swimming, which, based on this promotional image, yeah, that's a reasonable idea. Or you could think that this show is actually about the swimming, and that swimming is the gun. In that case, how do you tell?
Oh, hell yeah.
This is the most powerful tool we can give you. This is how you will save yourself from watching terrible shows. Do a Google image search. Type the name of the show into Google Images and see what comes up on the first page. If you type initial D, this is what you see.
You see cars. Yeah. So clearly, we looked at a promotional image from Initial D. We saw car. We thought, I bet this show's about cars. Cars are guns. Google image search. What do you know? All I see are photos of cars. This show isn't secretly about something else. The cars are not cover for the real story of the show. It really is what it appears to be, a car show.
There's even a photo of someone who clearly has a real version of that car and is posing in front of it. But if I do a Google image search for that swimming show, I mostly see the boys. In fact, wait a minute. Let's zoom and enhance on this Google image search.
God.
I think we know what this show's actually about.
Yeah, I see some swimming images, right? But not too many swimming images. It doesn't look like any of these images are like studies of swimming technique or proper form or athleticism. I don't even see someone standing on a podium holding a medal. I don't see any swimming competitions except for the butt shot there that we zoomed in on, right? Clearly, this show is not actually about the swimming. The swimming is the setting for what the show is really about.
Yep, and the ways you can tell is looking for images like that, or what do we see in the lower right there? A relationship chart? That is like the #1 indicator that this show is for the fans of the characters if you see relationship charts like this in the first page of a Google image search.
Yeah, good luck finding an initial D relationship chart. There's not much to it. You're going to see a list of characters and what car they drive. That's what you're going to see.
Sometimes, you should learn a little bit about the anime you're watching. Some studios make a bunch of anime of very different kinds. Some studios tend to make very high quality anime or tend to make anime that has a very particular style or a very particular target audience.
Yeah, I mean, even though these days, anime production is a very, crazy industry with companies, chipping in and doing freelance work and, all on each other's stuff, right? The creative talent at each studio tends to stay the same and not move around too much, right? And especially most of the creative decisions are made by, top level, people, directors, character designers, writers, these sorts of people. And so that means if you see an anime from a particular studio, all the anime from that studio are going to be directed by the same set of people, right? And they're going to have similar visual styles, similar storytelling techniques, right? So, if you see an anime you like, it comes from a studio you like, just watch all the anime from that same studio, by that same director, written by the same writer, right? And you're going to be good to go. If you see a bad anime, figure out what studio that is. You're probably not going to like anything else that studio produces.
Yep. Once I saw 2 Satoshi Kon movies, and they were both fantastic, I realized I'll just watch every Satoshi Kon movie. I saw one Studio Trigger show. It was exactly what I wanted.
Studio Trigger. I saw your cock.
All right, even if you're not the kind of anime
with
fan
my
that
own
pays attention to
cock.
studios, like you're not, everyone knows Studio Ghibli.
Where's
Right?
the
Studio
dude? Just
Ghibli, and
bitch
you can just
ass
tell
when you need him.
immediately a Studio Ghibli movie apart from all other
Wait.
anime. It's just obviously
Wait a
how
minute.
similar they all are to each
Junior?
other, even though some of them are better than others, based on your personal preference. You can
Bro,
still
my
see
foot
this
faded,
common thread of common, what they share together, right? The same
Look at
visual
Jonathan
styles,
sitting in his
the
own
same animation
Discord.
styles, the same types of
Lonely.
stories that appeal to a
Lonely.
wide audience, the same types of music and themes, right? And you
say
can
Ziggs?
just see how different that is from the rest of anime made by other studios.
Sometimes you want to look at the source material to see where a show came from. This is not super reliable, but it's important to know. Did a show come from like a manga or a novel? Or is it a completely original show? Is it based on a video game? Is it based on something? If you know what it's based on, you can get a sense, like you can go look at that thing, like skip through it and see if it's what you like. Or you can just start to make some inferences about what the show's probably going to be like. For example, a show that is based on a card game, this show, Dragon Collective, is based on a card game, is clearly a particular kind of show. It is a kid's show that is selling that card game. But shows that are based on, say, light novels, a lot of light novels tend to be like someone gets thrown into a fantasy world and has to navigate it. I'm not saying all light novels are like that, but a lot of light novels are like that. You can sort of start to see that shows that are based on light novels tend to all be a certain way in terms of like how fast their plots progress or how long they tend to be. It gives you one more tool in your tool chest.
Another good thing is it tends, just on average, I tend to prefer shows based on novels, like actual novels, not light novels, right? It's just, every so often I'm watching the anime and I'm like,
Right,
this
really?
anime is great, and it just feels, I haven't counted, but it just feels like a lot of times when I say, wow, this anime is great, is it based on something or is it original? I find out, it was based on an actual novel, and that's so frequent.
You're going to jail.
Right now, when I check out it wondering, should I watch this new anime? Let me spend a minute to figure that out. All right, let me judge it by its cover. Oh, it's based on a novel.
He did out
That's
know.
a good indicator that I am going to like it because I liked other shows.
Wow,
that
he
were also
did.
Based on
He
novels.
did.
The script.
So sometimes,
Nice.
anytime if you look at like these upcoming anime charts, there's a million websites that'll tell you like, here's the upcoming anime, here's what's coming that you could watch.
No way.
You can look at a show, and if it's got more than one kid, and there's also a bunch of robots and stuff in the background, like you can just tell the kids shows by looking at them.
I think
Like,
the
look at
old
this.
Full
Clearly
Metal,
a
but
kid's
yeah,
show,
that's
aimed at
great.
kids. These three
Good
kids
stuff.
probably
But
pilot
still,
those
like,
three
look at
robots
that.
in the
Literally
background,
made
fight monster of the
Boku no
week. You don't even
Pico,
need to read
and
any
then
of
he was
those
like,
words.
oh my god, who the
Right,
hell
you
made
say,
some kind
don't
of show
judge
like
it by
this?
its cover.
And then
Come
He's
on,
amazing.
There's
Fullmetal
0% chance
You're
that
like,
this is
whoa!
what you would say it is
Or the-
by looking at the cover.
Whoa!
This is 100%
Mhm.
kids
Oh my God,
selling toys show. No
Yeah.
questions you're not going to get it wrong, right? Judging by the cover works.
Especially when the gun is like in the anime, you literally see like a photorealistic drawing of the toy that they're selling.
Dang. All the kids shows
Now,
sell
I gotta be clear,
toys.
right now, I'm not saying that JoJo's is not for you, nor am I saying that JoJo is bad.
JoJo is for everyone. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's
here's
not
what
for
I'm
you. That's a
saying.
good one.
If there is a show that like a new season something comes out and you look and it's like season 9 of something and you've never heard of it, probably not the show for you. If 9 years of the show coming out, you probably would have at some point encountered it, tried it, started at the beginning, people would be talking about it. But if like season 4 of something comes out and you've literally never heard of the show before, odds are you can probably skip it.
I don't know. I actually disagree with that. I think if something makes it to season 4, right, and it's been going for so long, well, there must be something here, right?
Yeah.
Why is this thing running for so long, right? It's already the 4th, 5th season. This must be a popular hit show, right? If I haven't heard of it, yeah, the newest season might not be for me. But you know what? Maybe you should at least go back to season 1 and watch episode 1, maybe 2 or 3 to find out, is this show for me? Right? If something ran so long, it must have some merit, right? Just make sure you go back to the beginning.
Yep. But also, you can rely on your friends a little bit. If you have enough friends and there's a long-running show, all of you probably know someone, even if you've never seen any of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, any of this stuff, you probably know
Didn't
someone
you just
who's
say
really
not
into
to
it.
trust your
Damn,
friends?
boy,
So
he
The Harem Show. Tenchi Muyo
Yep.
might have been one of the first harem shows. This is a very particular kind of show. They were very, very popular in the 90s and early 2000s. They dropped off a bit. They come and go. Now they're usually slightly slow. Like they're a little bit, they have a few more elements. But you can generally tell these shows because there will be one character who is being fawned after by a whole bunch of other characters. And the show is clearly about which one will they date. Like, that's the show. There
And
might be more
usually-
to
Oh,
it.
this one?
yeah, it's almost always the mainest one. There's always one who's more screen time, you know, like the childhood friend, or, you know, the one that's, you know, got more screen time.
Yeah,
right? The main
yeah.
one. It's always going to be that one. You don't need to actually watch the show. You know which one it's going to be. It's not going to be the weird side character who's only gets a lot of focus in 1 or 2 episodes. It's not going to be that one.
Yep, if the promotional art has a lot of characters and it looks like it's going to have romantic relationships and all the characters can fit into like very clear archetypes, it is almost definitely a harem show. Now again, we're not saying these shows are bad. We're just saying if you're a harem show person, then you should be able to identify the harem shows. You can watch only those. If you're like me, you can know to avoid these shows. Though full disclosure, I loved the hell out of Tenchi Muyo when I was in high school. Most of you can figure out how old I am based on that. This is a problem that this happens in anime. We like to call it the anime tax. This is a comic that our friend Caldwell, lowell.com, made a long time ago, but it's very fitting. You can look at a show, and depending on whether or not you are already deep into anime, like how high of an anime tax you're willing to pay, you might say, oh, this show is a deconstruction of the toxic world of magical girls.
I
Or
am.
you just say, why are the characters dressed like that? Why is this show just gross? Kill La Kill.
I imagine most people watching this now, who are so much anime fans that they're watching an online anime convention because they can't go to a real one.
Yep.
Odds are you are in the first category, right? You don't have this barrier, right, where you still see the surface level, you know, mess of anime, and you understand the language of anime. You understand what the show's trying to tell you, right? And you're not, you know, distracted or disturbed by common anime stuff, you know, like crazy things you see on the screen, right? Sweat drops, girls not wearing pants for no reason, right? That just breezes by. You don't even notice it, right? Because you understand the language of anime. That's a show for you. But if you are not such a person and somehow you've stumbled upon this video, someone might suggest to you an anime that might actually be a great anime, but you won't understand it, or it'll just bounce off of you, and you will not enjoy it because you have not already watched enough anime or gotten yourself deep enough into the language of anime and anime culture to, you know, see what the show is actually about. the surface level mess of anime is
surface level. He's
right in your face,
advanced.
and you got nothing to do with it.
Yep. And this is why you can tell. Look at some promotional images, and you can usually tell exactly how much anime tax you're going to have to pay to watch this show. If a show looks like it's crazy, crazy, crazy anime, and that's not your bag, don't even give it a chance. Just give up on it. Watch something else. Watch something that looks like what you expect. This does get into an adjacent point. Some shows are way creepier than other shows. I'm not saying you can't watch creepy shows or be creepy about the shows you like.
Maybe you like a creepy show. The whole point is everyone likes something different, but we're trying to develop a system where you can figure out, is this for me quickly without having to do too much work, right? You know, something creepy might be for you. That's all right.
Yep. Now, it would be creepy to even explain exactly what is different between these two shows, but what I will say is this. You can look at these two shows. They both have an over-sexualized and unrealistic portrayal of the female body. They both have that. That's not that uncommon in anime. However, one of them is obviously very much creepier than the other one. Without knowing anything about the show, one of them is probably more of a comedy, and one of them is super creepy. And you can make your decision accordingly.
Of course.
Slayers! So I used to call this the darker than black problem, but darker than black is now old enough to where I don't know if anyone would remember it, so I can't even make that joke. But basically, some shows just like dive into their nonsense, but some shows in the promotional material or the first episode of the show, they will introduce a lot of proper nouns, like way more than you expect or understand or are ready for. They'll have special terms for a whole bunch of stuff.
Right. Now, usually most anime do have, you know, most fiction, in fact, especially fantasy fiction, right, sci-fi fiction, is going to create a bunch of, you know, new words, you know, to describe things in that fictional universe. You know, even think about the word Gundam, right? That's a made-up word for a fictional universe, right? But it's like, I think you can understand that the word Gundam means those robots over there, right? And you don't really need to know too many other of those words, except maybe new type, you know, to understand what's going on in a Gundam show, and they tend to explain it to you in the show. But a lot of other anime, you read the synopsis of the anime, and they are coming at you with several proper nouns that they have made up. We got hero wings, we got pillars, right? You got Valkyries, you got all this stuff coming on here.
A god called Odin. They come right in with, oh, it's Odin, by the way.
Right. So they're bringing in all this Norse stuff, but it's like, is this really about Norse stuff, or are they just using the Norse words? Right? You know, this is going crazy over here. So you can tell that this is one of those shows that is, you know, creating a fictional, you know, world, right? But tends to be doing not a great job of it.
Yeah, the more proper nouns are in the beginning of a show or in the promotional material, not the more likely it is to be bad, the more likely it is to have a lot of tell instead of show world building. It's going to tell you about the world a lot, and the show is going to revolve around pillars. What are pillars? That'll be one of the central mysteries of the show.
He's a meme master.
What are pillars? Who is Odin? How do the Valkyries work? Like, that's going to be a thing.
Yep. I can already tell just from this paragraph of text and this image, right, and the title of the show, that this show is probably going to have a lot of characters, talking heads, right, explaining to each other.
This show, best show.
Something pillars.
Shut up, you moron.
Something hero wings pillars.
You'll probably get a scene where someone's going to be like, oh no, it turns out the pillars are actually some other proper noun. Like, that's often a moment in like episode 17 of a show like this.
Right, so I can tell what kind of show this is going to be and whether it's for me or not based on that.
Now, even a show that doesn't have a huge amount of this, like Gundam, Gundam's a proper noun. Guess what? Not the mystery, but like the importance of Gundams, real important to Gundam shows. Like, Gundams are central to Gundam shows, as you could expect.
Okay,
but a lot of the other proper nouns in Gundam are sort of just background chatter, like fire the Lohengreens or whatever kind of gun in this particular kind of ship. It won't matter that much, the operational details of that particular proper noun, and that proper noun is not going to be in the promotional material. But as soon as it shows up in a summary that you find on the Anime News Network, let's say, it's going to be a plot point. if all the 10 kinds of guns in Gundam Seed were all plot points, I probably would not have cared about that show. So this happens, and I can't say what the copycats are because it'll be different in every era of anime. In the late 90s, early 2000s, it was harem shows. There were just a million harem shows. They were all awful. At one point, every show was, oh no, some boy is transported into an RPG world where he has to level up and save the day. Like, that became a thing for a while.
Yeah?
Oh no, I'm trapped in an MMO. You'll see a whole bunch of shows that are all
chilling,
basically about the same thing, just cooked slightly so.
Right, one successful show comes out, and all the other anime studios, right, manga creators see a successful manga, and they say, aha, that's what's hot these days. Let's make one of those, only with different character designs, a slightly different story, maybe a different style, right? But basically, kids are into that these days. It's successful. Let's do it, right? The same thing, it goes way back. This is nothing new. Look how many super robot anime there were. And then as soon as someone came out, one person, right, they come out with some serious robot anime, suddenly tons of serious robot anime, super crazy robot anime goes away, right?
Yep.
The times have changed. So when it comes to that, you know what's hot these days, right? You'll see, right, if an anime fan who's paying attention to all the different shows coming out, aha, that's a new show. That's doing something different than the shows that came before. And then you see a bunch of other shows that look like that first one. You say, aha, that first one must have been a hit. Everyone's copying it. That means, A, watch that first one. It was a hit, right? It was a hit enough that people thought it was worth copying. And two, if you really like that hit, like that hit right home for you, that's your favorite show
Spoilers.
now, right? Watch some of the copycats, right? A lot of them are going to be copycats that you got nothing to do with, right? But if you're really into sports anime, it's like, yeah, guess what? There's plenty of good ones. It's not just, a lot of them were copying ones that came before. That doesn't mean they're bad, right? It just means they're more of the same, probably not as good as the first one. But if you're that far into it, go beyond the first one, go deeper. If you're not that much into it, just focus on the shows that other shows are copying and don't go for the copiers.
So these are heuristics, right? Like I said, heuristics are simplified rules of reality. That means even if you follow all these rules, you start to figure out exactly how you're going to decide what shows to watch. You're still going to be wrong occasionally. That's gonna happen.
We didn't say that, the old saying of don't judge a book by its cover is a wrong saying. It's a correct saying. Sometimes when you judge a book by its cover, you're going to be wrong. The point we're making is that you're going to be wrong rarely, right?
Yep.
It will happen, but it won't happen that often. And when it does happen, right, it's like, oh, I judged this show incorrectly. I was wrong about it from looking at the promotional materials, and looking at some images. I thought it was going to be different. It's actually something that not what I thought it was. I should go and watch it. Well, you know what? No harm done, right? As you're paying attention to what's going on, you're going to start hearing whispers about that show, and you're going to look and say, hey, isn't that show that I thought was blah? And someone's going to go, no. There's something up with that one. That's a weird one. And then you're going to know, oh, snap, I better watch that right away.
Yep. I ignored Madoka Magica because I was like, okay, Magical Girl Show, whatever. I've seen a million of those. I've seen all the Sailor Moon. Not the first one, but the one
like Sailor Moon.
How I'm good. And then Scott was like, no, you got to watch it. Trust me, just watch it. Just watch it. Yeah. And
I
so
saw
many
everyone
people
on
kept telling
Twitter
me to watch it.
Everyone on Twitter was going, Madoka Magica. And I'm like, I thought that was just some whatever show. I looked at it for a minute, and I wrote it off. And people corrected me. I didn't lose out on anything, and I can admit that I was wrong. I didn't go tell people not to watch it, right? I was just using my system of figuring out what to watch, right? It told me not to watch this, and then I corrected course. All is well.
Yep. Now, there's usually two flavors of this. Usually, it's either the show has a particular aesthetic, but it's actually a lot deeper, or it does things It does things different from what that aesthetic would imply. This looks like a fairly cute show, and it is to a degree, but Princess Tutu is a legit, dark, serious, sad show that I cried at the end of. It's
hell yeah.
Really good.
What?
So some shows just
never seen Princess Tutu?
Aesthetically,
nah, I remember someone watching it and then be like, yeah, it's just fucking dark. Just dark.
It could be dissonant. Like Madoka Magica. That looks like a cute magical girl show. Well, if you've seen it, you know exactly what happens in that show. But the other kind. Oh, by the way, we're not kidding. This Princess Tutu is a legit good show. Like, watch it. Trust me.
The show's ridiculously good.
But some shows they do a different thing.
Savas?
They
We
look
got
like
a new
something,
watch list. We're gonna put
and
this on
they start
Jonathan's
like something.
page.
They
Hell
seem
yeah,
to be
Princess
show
Tutu,
A,
baby.
But if you watch
I'd
a
watch it
little
with you
bit
guys.
in, they deconstruct, they flip, they turn a
Princess
90-degree angle, they do something,
Tutu.
and before you know it, it is a very different show from what it appeared to be and what you
Fucking
expected.
around here.
What is going on here?
Those tend to be
How many
some
episodes?
of the better
38.
shows. They almost pull a bait and switch. Many of you might be too young to really remember, but when Evangelion first came out, the first time it came out, I can't believe Evangelion just keeps coming out over and over and over.
Oh hell yeah.
Evangelion, like the first episode, actually feels like a pretty pedestrian.
No,
robot
that's Nadia.
anime with
Jonathan
some
watched
weird
that.
stuff going on.
That's Nadia?
And it doesn't. It
Yeah.
takes a little bit
Of the blue water.
It has like some fan service. Like
Yeah,
it's got
Jonathan actually
it's
likes
pretty
it.
straightforward, and it takes it an episode or two to get into. Oh no, this is what it's really about. Some shows will pull that bait and switch, but again, the internet will correct you.
Most of the time.
So we've got about 15 minutes left. So what we'd like to do is, these are upcoming anime that I pulled from the Anime News Network. We have not seen any of these shows. A couple of them might have come out between when we were trying to put this together and when you might see this video. But we have not seen any of these shows. We literally know nothing more than what is on the screen in front of you right now. And we're going to judge these in terms of whether or not me and Scott would watch them. Like, is this a show following our rules that we would watch? All right, Mr. Love, Queen's Choice. Now, we're reading this text at the same time you are, but I already see this girl meets 4 potential boyfriends. So there's a possibility of harem show.
I also see a little pronoun down there. This could be some pronoun action in this show.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy, some bankruptcy. These boys actually look like they're dangerous.
Oh,
I'm actually getting... I feel like this show is going to be about the main character interacting with these boys, and one of the questions will be, which one of these 4 potential boyfriends does she date? But I'll bet it actually has like a plot that is about something that is not that, and is also not a gun. Like there's some.
It's also
plot.
interesting that the description mentions a heroine, but the heroine is nowhere to be seen in the promotional image.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Also, I see that it's Studio Mappa has produced this, and you know, some other people may enjoy Studio Mappa, but I know that I have not personally enjoyed many of their shows. So I think I would only watch this if it was one of those hidden wrong cases, and my social networks start whispering about this show that there's something great about it. Then I'll come back and take a look. But I think I will be taking a pass based on this cover.
Yep, and based on what you said too, this reminds me of, there's another kind of show that you'll run into occasionally, the self-insertion show, where all the characters in the show are going to be super fleshed out, detailed, interesting, except the main character, who is a just complete, boring, gray blank slate, because the sole purpose of that show is for you to imagine that that is you. And because, like you pointed out, the heroine is not showing material, I would not be surprised if this show is that. All right, I can already see where this is going. So one, this has a running time of 5 minutes per episode. That tends to be either gag show or moe show. And I think it's a moe show. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a show for people who want to collect figurines of these girls in their different costumes. Do the girls transform into trains, or do they conduct the trains, or something like that?
Yeah, they are. Oh, there's a proper noun. They are rail lords.
Ah, okay.
So the rail lords either run or are the trains. You know, it's anime. I can't tell. I suspect they aren't the trains themselves, because that's a whole genre in and of itself. I suspect this show is moe girls running trains.
They could be. If you look at the skirt of the girl who's most prominent in the front, it looks sort of like, you know, the engine of a locomotive.
I can see
and
that.
The one in red is clearly the caboose.
Either that or she's cosplaying as the conductor from Galaxy Express.
No, you can see her face, so that's not the correct.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I feel like moe show. I feel like this is not for us. It might be for you.
Romanesque.
You have to care about trains, or the show
know.
is not for you. The trains are definitely guns in this show. 100%.
This is definitely for the otaku who collects figurines of, you know, cute girls and trains.
Yep. I mean, look, the specific names of trains: the Kiha 101, the D51 840. Yeah.
Yep.
I have no idea what that.
Oh. Maho no Tabi Tabi. Oh,
5 minutes an
All right,
episode.
so it goes in a journey across the world.
The art looks good. The art looks benign. I don't see a high anime tags. I'm getting a very like surreal fantasy world vibe. Probably really good backgrounds. Really good like world building.
Right. A witch goes on a journey and runs into a giant in love with his own muscles. That sounds like an awesome side character. All good animes have awesome side characters like that.
Yep. It also implies that the show is funny.
Gonna be, in fact, I feel like if I watch this show, that giant in love with his own muscles would be like the cool character everyone loves.
100%. 100%.
And makes memes out of.
In fact, you know what I'm feeling like this might be? I feel like this is going to be a little bit like Mushishi because based on these words, it seems like it's this witch traveling the world and every episode might just be her in a different place, having a sort of slice of life, helping people out along the way. You'll probably like go town to town or city to city. The muscle guy is probably like one of a whole array of awesome side characters. I would definitely give this show a shot. I would watch an episode.
Yeah. And in fact, if you look at the artwork, this clearly someone put a lot of effort into the background.
Oh yeah,
right?
that is a great background.
And the character also really good art there, but the background, a lot of effort went into that one. So clearly, this is a story, as the description says, about traveling and seeing this fictional world, and that sounds like the kind of show I'm into.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll take a little look-see.
Yeah, I really like Mushishi. If this is even close to evoking that feeling, but in a fantasy world like this, I am 100% down.
C2C?
What the heck? C2C? I think it's like Slice Life, I thought.
All right. This one's diving in deep already.
It's RoboCop, the anime. I can tell already.
You know what this is? This is almost the same plot as Birdie the Mighty, but probably a lot more grimdark.
The Mighty Code?
This feels
no
closer
way.
to RoboCop. Someone gets in an accident and their brain is put into a police weapon.
This feels like some cyberpunk nonsense, but I mean nonsense in a good way.
Yeah, maybe. You can definitely see that, there aren't any guns to be seen, right?
Well, there is a gun. The one character is literally pointing a gun at us right now, but it's a lowercase g gun. It's not an uppercase G gun.
Right. The only proper noun is just the name of the division of police that they're, But yeah, I've actually watched quite a few anime. There's like Inuyashiki. That's a manga/anime, which is similar kind of plot of, someone having their body put into some sort of robot body by accident.
But also look at the art. There's nothing creepy in the art. And look at the city morphing into a person. There is definitely some sort of cyberpunk, like AI thing going on in this show.
Oh, it's future.
There's definitely a terrible secret
Future stuff.
that's going to be
I didn't expect them to go into some future
on,
stuff.
Right towards the last episode, you find out
That's coming out next year.
Right?
Come on, next year?
Really,
Yeah.
what's going on with X-Arm? It's this and that, and this guy's actually the bad guy. And that's the kind of show I'm into. So maybe I'll put X-Arm on my list.
I would watch an
I
episode
feel like it
of
has
this.
potential to be good.
Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. I can already tell from that art alone. This is definitely a comedy.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely it's also cute, right? You got cute and funny combo. Maybe that sounds fun.
Oh, human princess imprisoned in a demon castle, and I think she's just bored and waiting for someone to save her and can't sleep.
And the demons are not torturing her or doing anything bad to her. They're just keeping her there.
In fact, in the background, you can see some of the demons. They look like they're just fighting with each other and exasperated. This looks like a pretty good upcoming season of anime.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually seen quite a few anime and manga plots that are along the same lines of focusing on a character in, say, a typical fantasy world that is, not usually the focus, right? Or one aspect of a typical plot, and just moving the camera. So you have like Delicious in Dungeon. It's like, okay, it's a dungeon crawler, but instead of focusing on going down the dungeon and beating the boss, they're focusing on how do you survive in the dungeon, right? It's like, oh, all right, well here, it's like, okay, princess who needs saving. Instead of focusing on the hero saving the princess, they're focusing on the princess waiting to be saved. Typical plot, new focus. Oh, suddenly interesting twist, worth watching maybe.
Yeah, definitely a comedy. So this is both a copycat and a harem show. This is like the third or fourth Monster Girl show that I've seen This is
Oh, hell
just
yeah.
an AirSats version of whatever that first Monster Girl show was.
How do you know this isn't in the same series as that Monster Girl show? How do you know it isn't the same one?
This is definitely a different show because I've seen promotional material for that one.
All I know is that there was an anime called Monster Girl or something like that.
It's called Monster Musume. This one is called Monster Girl Doctor, and it's a totally different set of Monster Girls.
Monster Musume Doctor?
I don't think these are the same show.
I saw some clips for this.
I don't and they're definitely not that other creepy monster review one
I
that
guess
we're
I'll
not going
see
to
it in a
talk
second.
about. Yeah, the show is going to be...
Oh, it looks like a harem.
It's just another Monster Girl show. It's also a harem show, and it's also going to be creepy, but not super creepy. I don't think it's actually
the same genre.
Yeah, no, it's just that tiny bit of creepiness, right? That all kind of animes have. There's definitely an anime tax involved in this show. Would be very, very high, I think, right? So, so you would, if someone watched this as their first anime, they would bounce off like a racquetball, right? But, if you're a seasoned anime fan, this show will probably seem perfectly, normal to you and not at all messed up.
Yep, but I wonder if you're a Monster
Guild Hero
Girl
content
fan
for you today. We are not done. I'm doing an...
Hello? Or is this just a copycat and you want to watch those original ones? Like that, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's not
the
for
main
me,
cast.
Though, so
I'd like
let's
to
move
introduce
on.
next some incredible people. We've
All
got...
right, you're either on the Sword Art train or you're not. If you don't already know about the Alicization War of the Underworld Part 2, like, this is not the show for you. You're either already planning to watch this or you're not.
Did you put those lorem ipsums there in the description?
I just put lorem ipsum text there because the preview did not have any text in the description when I put this panel together.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
You don't need any text, right?
Apparently.
If you're an anime fan, you either know what Sword Art Online is or you don't. If you know what it is, you know if you like it or not. And if you don't know what it is, well, guess what? It's popular
fuck
enough
you.
to last this long. Go find out what it is, and if what you find out is to your liking, start at the beginning. Don't start with Alicization War of the Underworld Part 2. At the very least, start with War of the Underworld Part 1. If not, just Sword Art Online 1.
I'm still trying to figure out what Alicization is. Also, that promotional art, that is a very high anime text. That is saying... we already know you're down for this train, and here it goes. Like, that art is saying, we don't need to even tell you what this is about. All right. So, nice background. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Maybe this is a slice of life. Uh-oh.
She got so popular.
It specifically points out how well endowed she is. That's a warning sign.
I see.
I was about to say, I'll bet this is a cute slice of life show, but now I'm a little worried about that specific point there. It's probably more of an ecchi, like, comedy of some kind, if I had to guess.
Yeah, so it's like, on the one, this could be one of those situations where the gun was hiding the true intent, right? You look, and your first impression is, aha, I look at this cover, and I see, happy people, right, hanging out in an island or a coastal town, kind of peaceful, just story of, chill people doing chill stuff. But the fact that in this, they only got one paragraph, and they managed to mention the fact, right, that the underclassman who is taking up most of the frame in the promotional image, right, is well endowed. Yeah, we know what the show's really going to be focusing on here, right? And it's not going to be chill times at a cafe.
Yep. All right. The title alone makes me intrigued by this. Peter Grill and the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, yeah.
The strongest man in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a perverted show based on having read a few more words while I was saying that. I guess he has a girlfriend, but he goes out into the world and all these other women try to make love to him, and I think that's the plot.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing a guy with only his boxers running away from a bunch of women there, gives me the same feelings I had from, all kinds of old anime like Golden Boy or whatever, right?
It's my dick.
All over again.
Peter Grill.
Peter Grill is the self-insert. You're going to insert yourself as Peter Grill, the strongest man in the world, who is pursued by all these ogre women, I guess.
Right. He has a girlfriend, but the girlfriend, they've not progressed beyond holding hands. All these other women are trying to get with him big time. I guarantee you at the end of the show, he ends up with the girlfriend. There, you don't need to watch this. Move on.
Yep. Gibiate. All right, I already
Is
see
it Gibiate or Gibiate? Gibiate?
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
about the Gibier virus, but it character designs by Amano, and I'm already getting a there's a Fist of the North Star aesthetic in the background. Look at that post-apocalypse, and look at those costumes. But it's not Fist of the North Star character designs. It's Fist of the North Star crossed with Amano in a fantasy world.
There's potential there.
I'll watch an episode of this.
Yeah, maybe. There's nothing here. There's nothing here to indicate that the plot is unique. It feels very, Resident Evil-y. I feel like there's going to be a lot of action scenes and fighting of monsters, right?
Yeah.
That sort of shonen fighting kind of situation.
That's actually my worry. It might look and feel like Fist of the North Star and start like that, but you're right. It might just turn into a shonen fighting Monster of the Week show.
But
so you're
Fist of the North Star is a shonen fighting Monster of the Week show.
Yeah, but I feel like it won't have the mood and pacing of a show like Fist of the North Star. I worry it'll be a lot more like the shows that we get really bored with in a hurry. I don't think this one will have a tournament arc. I'll give it that.
Well, I think the key difference, between Fist of the North Star and other shows in the same genre is that in Fist of the North Star, right, all the combats, all the fighting scenes ended pretty much immediately, right? Kenshiro would punch someone in the head and the bad guy would explode, and that's that. The shonen fighting shows that have problems with tournament arcs is when they drag fights out. How long did Naruto spend fighting that one guy? I feel like in Gibiate, right, they're going to have situations where, they spend a long time fighting one enemy, right, before they move on to the next one. And that's probably, not my cup of tea, but maybe yours.
Yep. I feel like what I would do with this show is I'd wait a little bit to see if anyone I know says anything about it. And if no one says anything, I might give it one episode. But I suspect
no one says anything. Was that you?
And they might say it was boring or shonen fighting, or they might say, oh, it's really good. So.
Yeah, well, the good points you did point out are that, you do have a famous, amazing artist as the character designer, and also an original story, right? It says original story. It's not based on a manga or a visual novel or anything like that. So that's also usually a good sign.
Yep, and there are no warning signs in the art. It just looks like perfectly fine anime art, probably very high quality. This is just a mini version of that Horse Girl show that itself is just an idol show.
Oh, wait, this show.
Okay.
This just looks like a kid show. Look at that little character down there, the Goron.
How dare you say
look like
kid
Goron
show?
I know.
Yeah, you can tell based on the mascot character and also the bright colors that this is probably a show for kids, maybe even slightly older kids, late elementary school or early middle school kind of thing. But whatever.
What is this?
Those are girls with gigantic.
Oh
dogs.
yes,
Exactly
is that a
what that
horse
show
running
was gonna
one?
be.
But
We
then
didn't say anything.
they're chibi.
What was the point of
we
all
already
this?
went over.
So, the moral, we talked about how, you gotta use heuristics, figure out what to watch, don't waste your time. But I gotta make something really clear. The real moral here is that you should apply everything we just said, not just to anime, because anime is not unique in this regard. This applies to literally all media. Every show, everything that's out there that can take your time, you can give it a glance and decide if it's worth glancing further at. Everything I put on the screen right now, they are exactly what they look like. They will never surprise you.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you shouldn't judge, right, by the cover, right, something might be what it doesn't appear to be. 90+% of the time, yes, things are exactly what they appear to be, right? You're probably already doing this subconsciously. Do it consciously. Don't waste time, right, watching things, reading things that you probably already know you're not going to like. Stick to what is in your wheelhouse and only diverge when you hear a strong signal that something is out of place and deserves further investigation.
Yep. No one came and said, "Oh, Rim."
Of the segment,
probably. Arc in the third season of Fuller House.
I haven't.
You're only gonna live so long.
Oh, you're crazy.
Crazy, bro.
I hope
Cooking
this was
biscuits and
enjoyable.
gravy.
If you
No
want to ask
Dunkin'
us any
Donuts?
questions or follow up, just email us geeknights@frontrow2crew.com. Check out our YouTube
You
channel.
crazy.
Just Google the
Ugh.
word Geek Nights, and
You should
you'll
get that
find us.
seared
It's
bite.
2020. Just Google. I'm not going to put up URLs or anything. You'll figure it out.
Yes. Our podcasts, our videos, our website, everything is all easily accessible on the internet and social media. Geek Nights, all one word. You will find us. And if you don't like us, tell the Crunchyroll Expo that you didn't like us, because that's what,
Yeah, make sure. I mean, they brought us in here. You can make sure if you didn't enjoy this that they never bring us back. But if you do enjoy this, everything we do is just free on the internet. We've been podcasting since 2005. There is a lot out there. Enjoy the rest of Crunchyroll Expo, and hopefully someday we'll do all this again.
Just take an hour, 30-minute nap. No, I'm just kidding. You're probably gonna KO.
Pass out and just like
die. Time for me to die.
Bro, for real, I'm about to just. What else they got going on? They had like the shield.
今後のストーリーどうなるかぜひご期待ください。それでは以上、ラフタリア役の瀬戸あさみでした。ウォッチオンクランチロール。
バーチャルクランチロールエキスポ盾の勇者の成り上がりパネルをご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。ヒーロー役の日高里奈です。私が演じているフィーロというキャラクターはフィロイヤルクイーンという鳥型のものなんですけれども、天使みたいなすっごく可愛い人型に変身することもでき、いつもね旅路を明るくしてくれる元気で食いしん坊の女の子でございます。フィーロを演じるにあたって意識したことはですね、作品自体、主人公の直文が辛い状況だったりとか追い詰められる展開も多いんですね。なんで苦しいシーンがたくさんあるので、フィーロが作中の癒しになればいいなと思いながら演じておりました。とにかく本当に天真爛漫で天使のように可愛い女の子なんですよ。なのでね、純粋無垢な子供らしいものも大事にしてみました。そしてフィーロの好きなところ、
Oh, then it kind of just goes into the
フィーロはですね、
regular.
すっごく素直で好きなものに対して言葉でも態度でも表情でも思いっきり好きっていう気持ちを表現できる子なんですけれども、その分嫌なもの、例
like halfway.
えば槍の人とかそういう嫌いなものに対して笑っちゃうくらい素直に嫌がるんですよね。それが見ていて
He's a shield and he doesn't use swords and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much they like the people like in this world like, oh, shield hero, what a dumbass. He has a shield. He's completely useless. And then literally he just kind of gets like,
食べることがすっごく大好きで、フィーロまではいかないんですけど、結構大食いというか量を食べるので、なんかフィーロの気持ちよくわかるなって思っていつも演じておりました。はい、ということでついに2期のね新情報が解禁となりましたが、皆さんどうですか？私もですね、2期フィーロもきっと活躍すると思うのですごく楽しみなんですけれども、もちろん人間バージョン、鳥バージョン、そして可愛いフィーロ、かっこいいフィーロ、いろんなねフィーロを演じることが今からとっても楽しみでございます。そしてきっと歌を歌ったりとか、いっぱいご飯を食べて楽しそうにしてる姿とかも見られるんじゃないかなと思いますし、あとは新キャラとかね、新たな敵だったりとか、新たな仲間とかも登場するのかなって勝手に妄想してワクワクしております。まだ1期を見てないよって方は間に合いますので、ぜひね2期放送までに1期もご覧いただけたら嬉しいなというふうに思っております。ということで、
time to get
盾の
season
盛り上がりをご覧いただいている海外ファンの皆さん、いつも本当に応援ありがとうございます。2期放送開始までもう少しでございます。待っていてくださいね。またヒーロー役として皆さんに会えること楽しみにしております。ということで、ヒーロー役日高里奈でした。ウォッチオンクランチロール。
Hey, it's Miles again. I hope
That make
you
me
enjoyed
really happy. Oh.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Cast of the Rising of the Shield.
Man, that's the girl from
We are
Cautious
so
Hero.
excited for season 2. I am so excited for season 2.
Nah,
Really fun time with us
Cautious
today at
Hero,
the Rising of the Shield Japan.
she looked
There
like the
is more
voice,
Rising of
or
the
no,
Shield
the,
stuff going on at
yeah,
Crunchyroll
same
Expo.
character. Might be the
First
same
of all, just
voice actor.
check out the schedule and I'll see you there. Thank you for enjoying
Cautious
this
hero.
panel. Thank you for letting me talk to you virtually from the great wilderness in my backyard. And I hope you have a wonderful day. See y'all later. And watch The Rising of the Shield Hero on Crunchyroll today.
But yeah, it's like I recommend it, like at least.
Yeah, I do have the DM.
It's not like it's not like a okay. They do a good job. Not gonna lie, it's one of the better isekais in my opinion. Well, at least the first 18 episodes until you get to the climax, and then you just.
It sounds like the first season of Seven Deadly Sins. Like it's real cool at first, and then it ends off with like a typical bad guy.
I meant, what was the villain for Seven Deadly Sins? Because I know they're just demons.
Exactly. Yeah, some guy with the demon thing that he became like a demon or something from touching some demon claw or something.
Yeah, like I remember.
And then they just whooped his ass. Like wait a minute, I can just kick your fucking ass. Boop. All right, season 2.
The boss fight was kind of alright for season 1. I was just like, it ended. I was like, okay, things kind of like, this is rather interesting. Like I'm reading the manga, or it was, and then I was like, man, this show gets good. Like,
yeah, and then season 3, let's
bro, I don't know. I want to watch season 3 just because. I mean, I like.
Yeah. There's
I
the
know
big
what
fight.
happens, and I'm ready to see what happens, how they do it in animation wise, but everyone's already memeing on the show, so I don't know.
Might as well just watch it for like, then be like, oh my god, join in on the meme.
You're right. I meant like it's not on my high watch list yet. Like it's on Netflix now, so I was gonna do it whenever I get like an anime urge. Lately, I haven't been having no anime urge though.
Oh,
you
why
know
not?
me with fantasy. Give me like some weapons and some like
Yeah,
fighting, some like
it's all the same stuff.
Some hero syndrome. Like My Hero, I love that shit.
Yeah, I'm catching up.
Bro, I don't know.
You almost hit us with the skip the whole season just to see the cool part. I was like, nope, no.
It's like it's a typical
Because
shonen, but they do very well.
They do, yeah, they do it really good. Like he was like, yeah, let's watch the Deku Bakugo Bakugo fight. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. It's I heard about it and stuff because we were like in the middle of season 3 and he showed us. He's like, yeah, all right, let's like I'll show you that part in season 4. I'm like, wait.
Oh, hold up, what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just.
But oh well.
Yeah, it's like.
Thank goodness we didn't spoil it because we actually watched season 4. He wanted to skip like the whole season of season 4 to show us this one cool part. I'm like, he's like, but it's all filler. I'm like,
filler.
I'm like, yeah. And then Twee was getting mad. He's like, we wanted to watch the part, and then he was like, I don't want to force him to watch the whole, like, skip over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then
It's like the build up was nice too. I mean, it's like My Hero does a good job. I wouldn't want to skip it just because.
Yeah, I was like, I want to watch it. It's like build up's important.
Yeah.
That's why that's why the episode's so great. You don't skip it.
Yeah,
you don't skip it.
I don't know what part he was talking about, but yeah, there's some
a lot of good parts, I'm sure.
There's quite a few hype parts.
Quit spoiling it. Why are you skipping?
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, there's quite a little more people that weren't like as hyped of this season, but the next season is what everyone's hyped about.
There's more? Oh my god.
Yeah, so the next season is where it's at. Like Travis was like, yeah, you gotta wait till next season.
Yo! Nice.
He was like, this season, he said, yeah, this arc was alright. And I was like, man, this arc
really?
was good.
Is it really?
I love this
God.
arc. Like, and then he's like, wait till next arc. I'm like, if this arc was good, and then Travis said, wait till next arc. I'm like, oh shit, this must be serious.
And then the arc happens. He's like, all right, wait till next arc.
It's like you thought that arc was good. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I'm definitely hyped. I mean, Dude, all I can say is if you catch up on it, man, just that last episode, just you'll like it. It's nice. And it tells you there's a next season, so you know there's a next season.
They have to, essentially.
Yeah. My Hero does good stuff. Man, they do the music. Man, oh my god, what part you on, bro? Man, My Hero. Bro,
You start it.
What part were you on again?
You start it. We finished season 3.
Season
I guess
3. Which one? What was that? That was like
This is a Deku fight.
A Deku fight against who? Like, is it
Both
when he's
and
training?
Bakugan.
Oh, like legit. That's the episode you're on.
Yeah, I'm so right before everything.
Oh, so they're about to do.
Oh, we met Mirio.
Oh, so they are. The tournament is done, right? And then now.
Yeah, the licensing and then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
way
back.
Oh, you might get to some pretty cool parts. I think. I don't remember. 100%.
My Hero.
But yeah, the only thing is My Hero is a lot of episodes, but like. It'll pull you in and you'll watch it. I think if I watched it back then, or if I like waited to watch, I'm pretty sure I would like blow through all these episodes pretty fast. But I don't know, like you're an anime connoisseur, so it depends. I'm not like you.
I'm going.
Goes to a lot of different.
No. We skipped all the episodes to get to this one part.
Oh boy.
Fuck the grind. I'm just kidding.
Hey, what is this? Let me check this up. What is this? Buddhism? We gotta get that Buddhism. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Who is that? I don't even know who that is.
But the My Hero movie too, that was hype.
Oh, you watch it?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of spoils stuff. Like, that's the only thing that, like...
Yeah, that's what he was worried about too.
It's spoiled, like, wait, he watched it too?
Yeah.
I mean, it's canon, it says, like, something off, but it shows, like, disabilities that they don't have yet. Like, when I watched it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? This wasn't part of the show? Like, hold up!
It skips ahead. Here you go.
It kind of does, I think. Because I was like, man, they got
when did they get that?
I was like, they didn't really...
Even one part when he was like, what the? Where did he get that?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, whoa, like, where did this come from?
Manga only readers, alright.
Dude, I mean, man, that, whoo! I mean, honestly, I was pretty hyped though, man. Deku and freaking Bakugo, I was like, bruh.
Alright, here's the bit, we gotta fight him. Ah, shit, we lost the first time we fought him. Oh, what the?
You know, it's showman.
Yeah.
But for real though, man, like, come on, like, Bakugo, explosion, one for all. Bro, that's
broken.
Overpowered.
They cooked the dude. They cooked the guy. They cooked him like it was a flambe.
Dude, I mean, I guess it worked out. I forgot how the fight was.
This overpowered, crippled man.
That's what I'm saying.
They cooked him to oblivion.
Literally, he can summon out fucking lightning storms. I'm like, what?
He had the hurricane. Just punch the fucking sky.
So I was like, bro, this is insane, bro. Like, how's he that strong? That should be on right now. What are they doing? I don't know why this isn't on right now. User stage. But yeah, that was
it was the funniest shit ever too.
That's pretty fun.
Cause like, he lost one for all. Oh, it's because Bakugo passed out. What? It's all thanks to a miracle. Yeah, when they're trying to explain why it happened.
Yeah, like they just said like for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it said. He's like, it's thanks to a miracle of our predecessors.
Yeah, that was kind of like, okay. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I mean, it wouldn't have made sense. I was definitely worried. I was like, so what's gonna happen now? I was like, is that like they gotta figure out something. But, like, yeah, of course. God,
we don't remember what happened before the before that all this happened.
Yeah. Myth and Roy concert. Hell yeah.
Myth and Roy?
Yeah, you know freaking what's it called? The ReZero endings.
Oh, them, nice.
Like Myth and Roy, I love them. Their music's freaking amazing.
Damn.
So, should I go there? Is there anything else there? I don't even know what's. Oh, hey, this is what I was talking about.
What is it? I'm in the kitchen.
Inspector.
Oh, yeah. Inspector, I think.
It's like literally, you're like, I was like watching the show. I was like, oh, it's gonna be kind of interesting. And then I was like, oh my god, literally just talking and theories and like this, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's like Wolf and Spice. Like, you're like, okay, it's gonna be a nice little kind of chill show. And then
I can't wait to. What the hell?
What the hell is this? Train your psych. Oh, is this like a mobile game? I feel like this is a mobile game.
Probably. Like Shingeki no Bahamut? I love that mobile game.
Honestly, I enjoyed that show, not gonna lie. Yup, mobile game.
No, Bahamut?
Like, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it like forever ago. I didn't watch the new one, or the offhanded one.
Wait, there's an offhand one?
I think there was, but it was like... Wait, was it related to that? It might have been unrelated. I think it was unrelated.
Epic 7!
But it was like under the same branding, I think. I forget what the hell it was. Yeah, but there was like season 2. That I didn't watch.
What happened to Epic 7 for you
What
guys?
happened?
Epic 7?
I know. Yeah, I still play it here and there.
I mean, it looks nice, but like, all day, like, you know me with games like
Normal
that,
gotcha.
like, if it's, like, it has to be really good if I'm gonna put time into a mobile game that's not even PvP, or you can't really, it's not even multiplayer. It's legit, you just play with, like, RPG, right?
Yeah, like pad. Oh, without the 92 player.
Pad, like, I like it because you collect, like, units and all kind of weird collabs. And then there's also fucking we can play with each other. So that was like that was really cool. Fucking look at this show, bro. Oh, that probably hold up. Let me just
Hey!
Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Oh, Attack on Titan.
Spoiler. My Hero.
Oh.
Attack on Titan, they did good too. I mean, I'm ready. Like, everyone's getting hyped for this.
All right, let me speak from Hugh's perspective.
He didn't like.
He doesn't want to get into it because of hype reasons. I'm like, you're actually sleeping on it. He was actually pretty wild. He's sleeping on it. And he's like, yeah, I don't know how to convince him, dude. It's on him, I guess.
Bro, I mean, you watched all the way to the next season, right?
Of course.
Bro.
And
like,
then I went above and beyond, and then now I'm like, oh, it's pretty great. This is pretty great.
Just go ahead and show him that Levi scene, the Levi scene, bro.
Might as well next time.
Bro, people like, dang, man, that.
I guess I'll explain the lore to him since he doesn't really care for watching it. Nothing really happens in this aside from like the Titans. That's about it, huh?
It's definitely like, I like how they done it. It's just like I'm really curious to see like how the world's gonna treat them. Like, is there like a war going on out there?
Something like that,
they
yeah.
Like vaguely mentioned it, and I was like, oh shit.
Probably like some imperial like revolution type of shit. What it looks like.
What's like going on in the world out there? I don't know. Man, I mean,
later.
But that's coming out next year, so definitely that's gonna be hype. Checking that out.
Yeah, because there's the resistance. Remember the owl guy? We have a resistance out there going against the Empire. Remember the guy?
Mirror's out there too. And then you got Annie. That's where was Annie at? I know she was in her little crystal.
She's in the rock still.
Okay, yeah. Damn. I'm really like I want the next season to like. I just want to see how the show's gonna end. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I can't.
And how it's gonna look.
Like I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Thanks, Studio Mappa. Please don't fuck this up, please.
Oh yeah, you said it's a new season, Why they do that, man?
I don't know. It probably won't look as good, but I think it'll still look pretty straight. I'm hoping.
As long as they don't make it ass. Just don't
That's
make
good
it
one.
ass. That's all I'll say. Like even like One Punch Man, like it wasn't horrible. It started off a little weak.
It looked good enough, or?
I mean, I didn't watch all of it. I just watched various fight scenes. Like, you could definitely tell the difference, but
Yeah, I remember my someone told me that it didn't look as good as the first season.
it's like a lot of stop. Well, it's like it's not like what's the word? The camera isn't panning. It's like
Oh, it's more everything felt more still.
Yeah, it's a lot more. It's not like all over
Dynamic at how it was in the first
that's the
season.
word. It's not dynamic as the others, but that's sort of like okay. It starts off less dynamic, but the later fights, like near the end of the season, it gets pretty badass. I'm like, okay, I like it still, but it's still entertaining to watch though. So
Yeah.
but you don't get that same
power. It's the power.
You don't get that. You don't get that whenever you're watching. Like, come on, that fight against freaking that one alien. That was fucking hype.
Yeah.
Good times. What else? I don't know. But yeah, definitely My Hero. I mean, they'll be there. You don't have to rush it. What else? What other shows I said? I mean, I know I wanted to check out Somali. What other show was out there I wanted to check out?
So Miley, I used to know.
I'm like legit. I feel like I'm forgetting a show. Like Fate Ilia. No.
Oh hell yeah!
I was legit. I was like, there's like, yeah, these companies, you know, like, you know, if you enjoyed the rest of their show, you'd enjoy this show. And it's like, yeah, you know, Fate, Ufotable. That meant you enjoy the Fate series. You'll enjoy Fate Ilia definitely.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect, right? What?
Oh man.
Cause I like that.
Anime district. Let's see if there's anything new at their districts. Honestly, that's a really nice district. Anime Art District.
Why don't you watch Ilia?
Huh? Me? Oh, cause I meant.
You don't want to get your dick wet or something?
I mean, you know, like I like.
Gay?
I like more.
So yes.
You know,
I'm just kidding. Well,
it's just like cute and like it depends. Like I like.
Dad, do I want to get my dick wet?
I don't know. It's just I feel like I don't know. Oh, that's adorable. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't you wanna?
Look at this.
Don't you wanna?
Oh my god, she's so cute. God, look at her. Oh, so sweet.
Noodle.
Oh, that's too cute. God, you just gotta protect that.
Yeah, who knew? Yeah, I guess.
What? You know, look at you see it, Raftalia? That's a little one.
Yeah.
That's too sweet. Aww. But shit. What was I even talking? I completely got distracted. Ilya, yeah, Ilya. That's what we're talking about. I meant, I'd watch it for like enjoyment, like just for it to be a little entertaining. But just I like more shows that be like.
With dick in it, with fat cock, huh? You like with gay? You like shows with more gay?
Nah.
With more homosexual?
Bro,
how about a fine place of our finest homosexual?
Bro, put a young Astolfo in there. I'll watch it.
Hey, time to watch Fate Dickin'.
I still haven't watched that one either. I'm still waiting on that. I'm waiting till I have like a really high, I want like straight action and like blowing
Oh, it
my
kind of
ears.
is actually.
I want straight action and my ears
More
blown
deafening.
up. And then I was gonna watch Fate Apocrypha.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would you like more homosexual in your?
Astolfo.
More sexual in your gay?
Where's the Merchant District? Central Shopping District.
Oh, what are you, gay?
Gay? Oh. We got here, Charm.
So answer the question, Daniel. Are you gay?
No.
What?
Bro, man.
Wait, this is fucking news to me. Holy shit.
What do you mean? I just love dick. You know what? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Well, that's why you're laughing.
Dick.
What?
Oh, God. Okay. What else we got? What merchant is Aster Clovis? Apari. What is this? Ooh. I'm checking out the shopping district. See if I can buy any merchandise. Oh, it's kinda. I like this art. I don't know if I could wear that in many places. I mean, that's not bad. It's not that etchy. I kind of like their design. Huh, interesting. Books. I don't know what should I get. Like, should I even get anything? Cordy's Corner. For the last 8 years, they were on the Crunchyroll Expo. Oh, they didn't even have anything. You know what? I'm not gonna go to the website. I'm getting tired. Fuck.
Where's the next panel? Yeah.
The next panel was like wasn't there. It was weird. Like I was clicking on, I was like,
oh.
Like Myth and Royce should be coming on in like an hour. But I'm tired. Yuzu stage. I thought literally the fucking the and Hellgirl one that was gonna pop up, but yeah, like that one should have been up. I don't know why that's not up right now. It's kind of weird. Where's it at? Let me just go ahead to the watch now. They're supposed to be on the Crunchyroll stage. Nope. What else we got? The next panel. Come on. Yuzu stage. No, that's not it. Hime stage.
Yes, there's so many things of course, that's available to the young crowd and the fans of anime, and especially after Cool Japan. You know, that there's just all this that's out there where they can kind of. And so I feel like
so they're racist.
Really, I'm just hungry for new content.
Not that many like.
And
wait, what?
I mean,
you're serious.
I agree to them though. Like it's just,
right? Like
I mean,
cosplay
that's the
is a
same thing
huge
with
cosplay
like
boom.
this in
So while
general
people are dressing
media
up as characters, there's even more of a
how
need for them to want to dress up with
I guess
characters
dark
that,
skinned
that
characters are
they can
portrayed.
even
There's
feel
not
more
too many of them.
like
It's not
they're more
attractive
in tune with,
because it's not
as
put out
opposed to
there
just like
as much.
you know,
But slowly, I think they're
like
adding
everybody. I
more.
mean, everybody loves Superman, right? Like or you love
But
inclusion
Goku or something
yeah,
like that.
definitely
But
if they
like,
start adding more
but when there is that one character that
characters
Black,
that have
I
like
would buy more
like,
black.
yeah, even like
all you
just
have
like
to do is
black
just change the
characters.
wig, you don't have to like.
I mean, that would just make it
kind of
a lot.
involve a whole new persona.
That'd be pretty interesting, actually.
Society because right now it's just like the same,
Yeah,
can
the safe selling.
What is
type
that?
lights or
I guess they
white
can
or
just
not
feel more
Asian or
involved.
something. I don't know. Pretty much
that's kind
not
of what cosplay is all
darker
about, right?
or
Like,
tan skin.
feeling like they're part of that
So,
world.
only like
feeling
side
they're-
characters usually
you
are
know,
there.
they're
There's no
leaving the
main
real world
characters. And it's
and
like
trying to get into this world of the anime.
I'm
or
glad
the
that they'll
games
start
and
adding more. Like,
the
was
character
it
they're,
what's that one show?
portraying.
Cannon Busters.
And
Cannon
so
Busters is pretty solid.
when
I
the
like it.
character when the character is on
It's
screen,
not like
already
really
kind of
like
close to the same,
amazing, but it's just a nice
same race or
action
something.
show.
I
you
feel
hear
like
about
they
it?
can really get into that
Cannon
world even more.
Busters?
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It's like
And so
it's kind of like hip
a
hop.
lot of fans who reach out to us. And
Think of it
it's kinda like,
Samurai
we hope to see
Champloo,
this kind of
except in like
characters that we hope,
with
that
except
there's
with Trigun.
these kind of stories being
It's
told.
Oh, that's
Sam-
cool.
It's kind of nice. I like it's a nice little
Afro-future,
world,
stories
and it's a
like
kind
sci-fi,
of nice
things like that.
concept they have with the
And,
main character.
So it's
And then
interesting
it's like
because I
some.
think
I like the relationships they
the-
kind of build. It's kind of
the want
interesting
is
because there's like
there,
this
the fans
cyborg
are
girl
there,
that's like
and,
trying to find
and that's
this
kind of
one
like what-
guy.
Oh
and
wait,
it's
this kind of
interesting
just.
things like that tend
It was
to,
last year they released it.
shift
It's a
based on
pretty,
just
like
kind
it's
of what
entertaining. It's
and
entertaining. I'll give them that.
what
It's
the
an
audience
entertaining
is,
show,
right? And so,
but the villain's kind of like
the more people who are watching
Oh.
anime, I mean now anime is starting to break the
Yeah.
borders of just like the otaku and
villain.
you
Just like
know,
Black
like it really is people who just like
But
Black
like
girl.
the
who aren't
world is
even,
like I said, the
in
world
the
and
anime
relationship
space,
with each
but
character is
they're
really interesting.
kind
Like,
of,
this shit was
embracing
good too,
anime
bro.
as a medium.
Woo!
You know, and so
Okay,
which
wait,
is
no, that's
also
not
that
it.
so
I don't
there's
know what
that
this
whole
is.
audience.
What the hell is that?
Those people
See how
definitely
long the delay is.
probably don't want to see the purple hair characters. They
Delay on what?
probably want. They probably are.
The
looking
stream is
for
still on the guys.
People who represent them.
The guys.
So it's very interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Just
what
switch
you're
over?
describing in the cosplay community internationally has been really extraordinary. I mean,
Yeah, I think this is
even
a
in my
20-second
experience, when I
delay.
started going to cons in the
It's a
U.S.
20-second delay
and,
from from
Yeah,
Europe
your stream.
talking. Oh shit.
I think so.
It was
Oh,
still
gosh,
at
I
that
didn't know that.
time when
That's
Japan
odd.
America first came out, still mostly male.
But,
there were Asian Americans,
honestly,
and
Cannon
there
Busters,
were white Americans, and
I'm
there
glad
was, there
they're
was some
starting
people
that
of
off.
color
So
starting to show.
It's like 5
they
seconds.
Can, like it's a
But
nice trend
in-
they're doing. So
in more
hopefully we'll
recent
get like
years,
more
the
main
crowd has
characters
become
that are
so
more
diverse.
black or
It's
dark
incredible.
skin or
I mean,
tan
you
skin
go
too.
to a-
So we
go
could
to
actually
Anime
have some
Expo in
cool
California, you go to
cosplays
Crunchyroll
I could do,
Expo
or a few
in,
others.
In Northern California.
But
and you just
like
see people
I have
from
high
so
hopes.
many
Like
different
it's
backgrounds.
slowly
Racial
kind of turning into
representation
it.
is so diverse.
It's like a lot more inclusive
Ethnic
to all like
representation
different
is so
kind of
diverse, and even gender. There's so many more
different styles
women,
and not just the same
young women who
typical.
are and
Yeah.
you really see
Yeah.
that, as you said, in the cosplay community, and this idea that you can actually you can represent now, and that the characters are actually growing more
Yeah.
diverse in anime.
But yeah, I
No,
like
yeah,
this
that's
topic,
so
Bill.
true.
Honestly,
Like
it's good. Like
so interesting. I
it's
mean, yeah,
definitely
like
nice
so
to
it's
looking
just
at it. I mean, of
genders
course, with the
and
world
many
being more
different
connected,
genders. You know, the
it's definitely gonna get
LGBTQ
a lot
communities
more
there, and they have
spotlight
like
and
different age
people are gonna start
ranges.
noticing
Now it's
and
not
be
only
like,
little kids.
it's nice.
But the cosplay got the
And anime is
adults who
getting
are
big
even
too.
more serious than some
COVID,
kids.
even though I know
You
COVID
know, and
sucks, like
so
there's also
it really
does
is just
put
like
more of a
all
spotlight
across
on
the board, right?
on
And
these
of course,
just
different
like
nationalities,
shows
different
and
races,
things of that nature.
and so and everyone brings
Yeah.
cultures. Everyone
I'm just
brings
kind of bringing it to light
something
since everyone's staying at home
new,
and
right?
watching
And then of
TV
course they all want, and they bring something new to it, to this kind of space that we're all
it's
working
bad,
in,
but at the same time,
and
it kind
existing
of
in, and then they
brought
also
some good things as well.
their
but
needs are
it definitely
different,
sucks.
right? And then
Like, I'm
their
ready
wants
to
are different, and
get the whole
so
COVID thing
I
done
feel
so I
like
can actually go to conventions.
like being
Yeah.
in a position where we can
Yeah,
kind
when
of
you go to next
listen to
convention,
those
Thomas,
needs and
where we
wants,
going?
and like and
We're going to Texas. We're gonna go
and
see
to be able
Chris.
to do something about it is even
Actually,
more
we need to
gratifying.
plan that if we're actually going.
You mean as an artist? As a
Yeah, as it.
I'm wondering if we could we started sort of talking a little bit about differences in perception.
That's a bunch of different ones.
About cultural
like the really big
representation or
one.
racial representation.
Akon. Akon big up front. Yeah, pretty big.
And you know, with the sort of explosion
Because usually
of the
people
Black
plan
Lives
it a
Matter
year in
movement,
advance. You know,
Yeah.
Thomas, like
Yeah.
a year in advance.
I know
They
there
got hotels.
have
They
been
got
marches
all
in
that.
Japan. There were marches
Yeah.
in Osaka.
They got
this
everything.
called Second City in Japan.
shit.
And of
Shit.
course, right here in Tokyo.
Bro,
And
I'm still
sort of
tripping
curious
about that
personally,
one
Arthel,
commercial.
From your
You
perspective,
know that commercial?
we both live in
Literally,
Japan. We both lived here for a while.
you know what I'm talking about? That racist commercial.
Which one?
Was it Japan or China? I forgot which one. Literally,
Garugamesh.
the black guy, and then they literally pushed him into the washer, and then he popped up out.
Oh, and not the Asian guy? Yeah.
Hold
Because
up.
you're clean. You gotta get it clean. You gotta clean your clothes. And your boyfriend.
Fluent Japanese.
I was like, that's
who were
a
given
little,
a chance to
like, even like a little bit. That's not even a little. I was like,
that's like black. That's literally black and yellow.
Happening, and if so, what kind of things do you see in Japan?
I think that
Not wrong.
it's probably too early.
You know what it is.
Has been affected, but I can't say, or a change has happened, right? But I can say that
oh my god.
It's
wait, that's racist.
Things are being affected by it, which is pretty cool, and I kind of feel that like Japan is being really proactive in wanting to kind of change, at least like where, like you said, you gave the example of
like
having
it's
they do like
as
seen, like,
another
a number
topic
of
they're
TV
talking
shows,
about
a
is
number
like
of like news articles about
he's talking about
about
they're
BLM
trying to be
about,
proactive in
like,
Japan
the
with like
goings-on
the
and,
race
like,
and
the
everything
kind of
and how
disparities
like
with
Japanese.
not only
It's
with
kind of like
black
how we're
people,
doing like
but
the
also
kind of
just like even
I
the
mean it's not
LGBT
Cancel
here
them.
in Japan
Cancel
now.
them.
I think there's 2 cities
But
now that
I
you can get
remember
married in, where
like
it's like
seeing an article about or a video, and it was this half black and half Japanese
I think Japan
citizen,
is trying
and
to
she won a beauty contest, and then all these random like older people and other people that were just
excited about that,
observing the beauty pageant.
With
they're like, oh, that's nice, she won, but she's not Japanese. And they're like,
the idea
yeah,
that I guess
she's a
before,
citizen
so there was
of
this
Japan. She
issue
was born in Japan, grew up in Japan,
and
and all these like older people and all these
issues,
people, like, yeah,
they
she's
put
not
out this, like,
Japanese
really
though.
crazy,
Like it's good she won,
yeah,
but
one
she's
of
not
them,
Japanese.
they put out
They're
this
like,
crazy
we know she's not
cartoon,
Japanese.
She is Japanese.
Stereotypical,
like half black.
Man,
That means
like,
she's
it was
not
almost
Japanese.
like
I was
they took
like,
their ideas
oh gosh, like
from like I don't know, like
you know,
the 80s,
people in the old
60s,
ways,
so they have no idea where they where they come up with these,
but then it gets to the point
designs for
like
the black people and things like that. But
event like years down the road, then like
they kind of made
how's
it
that gonna work
face,
with
and
like
they've had like
the world,
people
like
David
I mean, Arrow was
Neal
like
on their show, and
commingling, so
who's
a lot of
very
races gonna, it's
outspoken
just the world's gonna get a lot more
with
connected.
correcting
So
those kind of issues.
I'm not
But
gonna say
the idea that they
everything's
would
gonna be
even
like
invite
one race,
people
but
on, so instead of just having the Japanese
like,
community, try to teach Japanese people about these different issues, they're choosing people from those communities to then discuss the issue and then present it.
What's your
And and I feel like Japan is kind of opening up their ears and hearts to it, and and we'll see what time will tell. But I think just that's like an important step, right? That first step of like, okay, well, let's listen and let's see what you have to say. Like starting.
Oh,
that,
actually,
that
no, I'll save it.
You making me?
Yeah, I mean, it strikes me as
I'll probably finish with it tomorrow.
Quite a big leap forward from the days that.
Bro, man, hey, there was like 2 people listening on this conversation.
But I think it was Warren Sapp,
and I just
the guy
finished
who was
Love.
over here doing.
Oh,
kind of
nice.
He was not really an MMA fighter, but he posed.
Oh, viewers?
They're steady listening. I was like, I'm not listening. Well, yeah, I guess they were. Because I was paying attention to the viewers, and it was like three people. I was like, oh,
well, yeah,
two
that's
extra
true because
people
like
in here.
so.
Nice.
After like that little pause we just had, like they left.
The only kind of talent you'd see
boring. Boring.
Japanese people,
Bye.
And then like right or like it even
you pump out the content like I pump my
the white hat.
What?
Kind of where like, and then the only black people that were on TV were I don't know like.
I'm gonna clip it.
Kind of
I'm gonna paste it.
Yeah, and
that's what I was worried about.
Interject.
I was like, I'm pretty sure, like when Thomas, literally you tricked me into saying, I'm gay.
Got
I
him.
suck dick. I was like, oh, is that it? I
has every right to.
Bro, I'm still
close enough. I'm gay.
black.
You know what I'm talking about? That racist commercial?
Which one?
Was it Japan or China? I forgot which one.
Garuga man.
It's just the black guy, and then they literally pushed him into the washer, and then he popped up.
Oh, and not the Asian guy? Yeah. Because you're clean. You gotta get it clean. You gotta clean your clothes. And your boyfriend.
There are others, black
Can't like a little bit. That's not even a little.
That's like black. That's literally black and yellow.
And so, but of course, like,
I like that, Thomas.
Nice.
I legit thought I was the one like, I suck dick.
But yeah.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No, I was just kidding. I don't actually like penis. I like.
Everybody doesn't have to be
like, Thomas, you got it. I was like, man. As soon as I said it, I was like, he's gonna clip that shit.
Oh no! Oh no!
Not just random people up the street, people who are rightfully so talented and professionals who can who don't necessarily fit the stereotype, but they are professionals and they have a professional voice and they can still fit that space or be in that space.
Yeah, I think, Thal, I think you said something really key there, where you were just talking about black imagery or black characters that fit the stereotype of what Japan wants. That I think, and I hope that Japan and anime in general may be transitioning out of that.
Yeah.
Out of that very narrow category that this is the black culture Japan wants.
Yeah, I hope they do that. So eventually, they'll change it. Let's get to this Crunchyroll stuff, bruh. We got.
When did she open?
It was supposed to be like a Korean panel, like a K-pop and anime.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dope.
To,
It was supposed
instead
to
of
be
what Japan wants out of black.
I don't know. It's just kind of like, I guess it's not playing right now. It's kind of weird.
What time zone are they in? Time zone's right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Oh shit! The One Punch Man game. Let's go!
Oh god. Yeah,
oh shit! You got that big bag. 5 ways to hero, baby. Yeah. What? How dare you? How am I supposed to know what happens?
Bro.
What you want me to do? Read the manga?
Culture that we don't know and want, right? So people think about Japan, it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
That was so weird. I guess they like canceled it or something, because it's definitely not happening right now.
Huh. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know. Anyways, let me just get a chat. Epic 7! Honestly, like, I like the animation, but like, if I'm gonna play this game, I'm gonna play it to just beat the game. But if it's like a mobile game, so they're gonna constantly update it, so I'm just like, is this game
Yeah, I think a new chapter. Event when they close the servers.
Bro, like, these games, they want you to keep playing, so it's like, there's never gonna be an ending, so it's like, why am I gonna play this game, bro? Like, if it's a single player game just collecting units, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to pad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no story in pad though.
Yeah. I mean,
no, there's
yeah,
story.
what?
There's
Story
kinda.
mode? What do you mean, story mode?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just played pad just to collect units.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like, at first I was like, just pad, and then you guys are playing it. Chris is like playing every day now, so.
Yeah, he's back in it. You missed the Yu-Gi-Oh collab though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they just released the trailer for season. Oh, the next season of Rising Shield Hero.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was during the Crunchyroll Expo. We missed it because I wasn't looking at it.
Terrible streamer. Terrible host. Look at him. He didn't have a bow tie. Look at him. You don't trust the people with no bow tie.
Oh my god, this is literally Ren's uniform.
Look at him. He has no bow tie. He don't even have the mask. He doesn't have the gun. Where's the gun at? Where's your AK?
Oh really? Oh really?
Oh yeah? I bet you won't. Shoot me in the head. Shoot me in the head right now.
Really? Hold on. Let me just get. Oh my god, oh no, if he's literally, I shot that right above the camera. Ah shit, I shot my poster! No!
Nice! I'll see you in a second. Bet you won't. Bet you won't. Oh god.
Did you see the bullet like fly right above?
Yeah, I'm about to see it.
Like, it literally went right above the camera. I was like, dang, man, look at the accuracy. I thought I actually could have hit it. I definitely according to plan.
Yeah. Nice. MRA.
My boy. I still need to finish the show, but I'm really taking my time watching this.
That Nerf guy remind me let me see if I can find it.
I mean, it's a pretty big gun. Damn, like, I wish I wasn't too tired. Like, maybe I'll, like, do the raid. But
Yeah.
I got too tired.
Nice.
So I'm like, I don't know. This is literally gonna happen in 45 minutes. So, what is this? Got some interesting looking game that looks kind of cool. I like the art style.
Damn.
I got a little fairy next to her.
What'd it be?
I don't know what it is. Oh, Genshin. Oh.
Genshin Impact, baby. It's like Honkai.
I don't know about, like, I saw like, so you pretty much you can play it on PC and mobile, and so when I heard that, I'm like, okay, this kind of like when they said mobile too, I'm like, okay, that this game they reduced a lot of those qualities just because of that. But who knows? Maybe the story's good. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, like, okay, so they're not doing that. So it's just a Myth and Royd panel concert. I mean, honestly, that'd be really cool. The rave is later. Man, I'm so tired. Guys on Valorant? He didn't want to hop in here?
Nope.
Piece of shit!
Dang, I don't even know how to find it.
The Nerf gun?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know how much more longer I can hold on. What's going on next? I never really.
Look at donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
straight. Pretty good.
Oh, you watched all of it?
Yeah, then there's a movie. I haven't watched the movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't find that clip. Can't find that clip. You lucky, Daniel. You lucky.
Damn, unlucky. That's only $40 Blu-ray.
Nice.
Oh, the Saints Sports Pen. Oh, bro, I could get that for John.
Oh, dope.
What is this? Limited edition Blu-ray Volume 1. Actually, that kind of nice. I really like Kimetsu no Yaiba, but
Oh, hell yeah, you do.
Oh, what is this? Oh, bro, man, I can get like Jonathan like this USB flash drive, except it's the Excalibur Morgan.
Oh, that's dope.
I need to get
How big is that? Okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh shit! Bro, look at this. You got Doken except one punch.
Nice, that's cool. That Morgan is pretty cool. Looking at it right now.
Wait, this is art, bro. This is kind of nice. Damn, not gonna lie, that's really nice. How big is this? Okay, that's kind of small, actually. For $84, god damn. That's like 1.5 feet.
Inspector?
Yeah,
You just
what I was talking about. It's like they just explained it. They kept explaining. Oh yeah, Promise Neverland. Whoa.
Yeah, like how Randy was telling y'all about it.
Which one?
No, remember we were at the front of the ice cream shop and then Randy's full like about it, a little bit about it. It was funny.
Show?
And Promise Neverland. He's like, don't spoil it, don't spoil it. You and Travis like, don't spoil it. And then Randy's like, yeah, oh, y'all haven't gotten to that part yet?
Remember again. Oh god.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah. I'm like, that show. I'm ready to see what else happens. Like, I like shows like that. It's just really. I don't know. It's just you can't. It's hard to expect what happens, and it's just kind of just like its own weird world. Ooh, hey bro, we got Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field 2 Lost Butterfly Limited Edition Blu-ray.
Oh, ooh, that's Jonathan.
That's looking a little good. The buy button's right there.
That is a little juicy looking.
Ooh, that's $70. What is bro?
Hey, everything's in there. Jesus.
Bro, I thought Blu-ray was expensive, Thomas. Like,
True.
I mean, it's kind of pricey. Oh shit.
Like complete set. Limited edition? Oh, that's just one movie.
Yeah, that's really just one movie. But you get like an art book and all that.
Damn.
Nice.
I wonder if it's cheaper, like separately.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Even better than the first. A perfect sequel. When does part 3 come out?
I think it's this year.
Oh boy. Okay, so that's the limited edition. That's the standard edition. I'm gonna see what else they got. The box set for Kill la Kill. Man, the box set for Phase 0, 180.
Expensive.
It's a 3.0 flash drive.
Yeah, that's fast.
That's what I'm saying. Do they even use, like, who uses flash drives anymore?
No idea. In case you need like to move
okay,
like
Jonathan does go to school, so that's actually good. I'm not cricket with sister, but I don't know your address.
Like, hey, what's your address? I'm trying to find you.
Let me put Fate song material. What is this?
I'll see you in a second.
Insert tracks, animes, including favorites. Ah. I mean, I don't think it's like no, stop it. Stop it. Ah.
Huh? That buy button? Is that what you said?
I'm gonna wait before I there's a lot. I mean, if I had like all the money, I like buy all this stuff. But I'm gonna hold off for now. Let's see what else we got going.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Like, what is this? Oh, yeah, this is where I got my jacket from. Like, this shit, like, BB-sama apparel. Like, honestly, like, not like say like promote, but their shit is pretty nice. You remember that jacket I had? Woo!
Yeah, sexy.
Sexy. You're absolutely right. Like, I like their style. Like, their style is really nice. Oh, look at that shit, bro.
Wow.
I mean, there's a 20-second delay, right?
Yeah. Just keep it there for 20 seconds.
Damn, look at that. Ooh. They've got some really nice style. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's just a nice blend of like modern and also anime too. Like, I got that jacket, hoodie, bro. Goddamn, what the butt? Oh my god.
Who on him?
Nah, she's wearing like yoga pants or something, man. These models, man. God dang. Oh, that's a pretty cool jacket. I kind of like that one too, not gonna lie. Oh, that's a Zodiac. Wait. So I got the jacket that they don't sell anymore. Yeah, nice. Okay, I'm happy now.
Brother. These are pretty nice.
Okay, cool. The last few disappeared. Back to 1-0.
Yay! Hype. I'm all you need.
Only one viewer. That's what I'm talking
Just
about.
that's it.
Android. That's cool. Also, that K-pop anime got
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Got him. Try's playing Valorant, he's not jumping in here with us.
Oh, Junior's. I'm still surprised Junior's still in here.
Yeah.
Passed out, bro.
Do.
That's so adorable.
Who, Junior? Yeah.
These person's artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Got little Raftalia cheering me on. That pause. Okay. Guess that'd be a good stopping point.
Yeah, no,
Nathan Royd?
yeah.
Fuck. Man, I really do want. Like, I really like Myth and Royd.
They do have some good music, and also I don't know if they did the ending for ReZero again.
Maybe.
I mean, did you watch or you started watching it again, right?
Which one?
The new ReZero.
There's a new. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
You started, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna wait till like all the things or most.
Hey.
Hey, Travis. Now you.
Now you have to
out.
stay.
God damn it! I was about to legit get off too. I was like, man, I'm slowly like creep towards getting off. What's going on, Travis? You know, I'm streaming, showing off a little bit of the.
Wait, what you streaming? Why is this going through? One sec, Daniel. It's going through my. It's going through my like monitor, not my headset for some reason.
Okay.
Yes. Wildest dreams.
There we go. I can hear y'all now.
Hey.
Hello?
Who's there?
We just streaming Travis on this trying to show off some Crunchyroll Expo, a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he hype. Yeah.
Bro, I haven't slept in like 24 hours, Travis. It's catching up to me a little bit.
Yeah, Travis. Wait a minute.
Wait, what's the Crunchyroll Expo?
You know how conventions are. This one's just online, so
Yeah, you gotta tune into the stream, Travis. Watch the stream.
there's not too much going on.
And these viewers and followers, be sure to follow, like, subscribe.
There's nothing too much going on. I mean, of course, they got the same thing. You got areas where you can check out artwork by certain people. Then the panels are what we just pretty much check out usually. We were seeing some like history on 1960 or the 60s and 70s for mecha, and then we saw the one with anime and music. People who did like Versailles and whatnot. And there's the other one we watched a lot of was like judging anime by its cover. So there's a lot of neat things they're talking about. You win Valorant?
No.
Nope. Okay. Shit. What's your sleep schedule, Thomas?
Random?
Random. Gotcha.
Yes. Random. Ooh.
Okay. Fuck.
You about to hit the KO?
I am, man. I'm getting tired. Like, gosh.
Yeah.
I just feel it creeping up on me. I watched
Creeping in your shadow?
the VOD, the video for that Myth and Roy.
Yeah, yeah, replay on stream.
I mean, tomorrow. Let me check out the event for tomorrow. Shit, it's not.
Alright, stream, I'm gonna go die.
What am I doing tomorrow? I work all day tomorrow.
Anime marathon in the morning. Oh.
The morning? Hype. Mm-hmm.
Digital meet and greet plus auto.
Autograph? Online?
Who is this? Buy a 1.5-minute session. The upcoming Chris Hackman, the voice of Agnes from Tower of God. Oh, Dimitri? He's the voice actor of Dimitri? That dude was mad.
Oh, I'm too good. I am too good.
True.
I just destroyed these people.
$35.
I am too good.
Too good? That's why shit on him, bro.
No! I didn't get my ace!
Nice.
I wanted the ace.
Damn.
Who is this? About 1.5 minutes legend, Patrick States. The unforgettable voice of unforgettable characters like Frankie from One Piece, Dio from JoJo. What's the English voice actor? What's the Japanese voice actor?
Kinda wicked.
World building and anime. Who is this voice actor? Erica Mendez. Voice actor of Retsuko from Ryuko from JoJo. And
Nice.
I didn't see the English dub yet, so.
Where's Vic Mignogna? Oh, it's the guy who the what was it, Funimation? Yeah, the Funimation tried to cancel him.
Wait, we got someone? Minori Shihira? Hold up. What's her name?
Oh hell yeah.
Where is this?
Shihara. Digital meet and greet. Voice.
Ooh, I'm going in there.
Voice acting industry. Voice appearances in anime games, including her most widely known as Yuki Nagato. Oh, from from Melancholy Haruhi.
Oh, nice.
Yuki Nagato. Which character is that?
Yuki Nagato? I think wait, is that the main chick? Let me see.
She was in Violet Evergarden. She was Cammy's voice actor.
Oh, she's the purple-haired chick from there.
She's the voice actor for that. Who's Erica in Violet Evergarden? Erica Brown.
One of the side characters. Where's that to?
The drawing is about the Bro, I can buy a $50 meet and greet. Yeah, her.
That's pretty dope.
This voice actor, I don't know. I wasn't too particularly fond. What is this? Musical performance. Teddy Lloyd.
Dang, 2 minutes for $50? Damn! I can get a hand job for like an hour for that.
Fuck.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, they got us.
Dang, Travis.
More like meet and beat. All right.
Me? Oh god.
I'm just kidding.
Making your own business.
Ooh.
I'm too good.
Okay.
Yeah. Tired.
True that, bro. But all the viewers, I think we got one viewer, but yeah, definitely check out that midnight
I was in a headshot. Come on.
Heck yeah. Highly recommend. They're nice, man. Thomas, he loves them, right?
Yeah, young. I mean, what?
We're not talking about Chloe over here.
Oh.
Chloe's the only exception.
Ooh.
Okay, they left.
Oh, thank God. You're going to jail, Daniel.
What? What are you
You're going to jail.
Oh my god. Hey, someone's from Philippines.
Philippines. Oh, nice. Oh, God.
End the stream.
What? What are you gonna go bed?